DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
And a great Tuesday afternoon to you. DK on the Sports Tip. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Call us at that number. Text us at that number. You know, what's interesting about football, and whether that's training camp or fall camp in college, training camp in the NFL, is one of the fun things is the position battles. Like, who's going to be the starting quarterback? You know, there's a position battle that went on in my hometown with my hometown NFL team, the Cleveland Browns, at quarterback, you know, for the umpteenth time since the team came back in 1999. And the head coach, Todd Monken, made a decision to name Deshaun Watson the starting quarterback. We've not necessarily had, quote, a big-time position battle in Arizona Wildcats camp in quite some time. I'm trying to remember the last time we actually went into a camp not really knowing who the quarterback was going to be. You know, the last 2 years it's been Noah Fafita. The year before that it was Jaden Delore was the starter. Probably going back to Jed Fish's first season. We had all those guys in camp. I think Will Plummer was one of the quarterbacks, and I forget the kid out of Castile High School up in Phoenix. Yeah, there was three guys that were competing to be the quarterback on Jed Fish's first team. What was that? So his first year, because I think they ran someone out of here after the 20 season. So 21 was Jed's first season. So it's probably been 5 years since we really had a, quote, quarterback battle, although maybe 22 going into that season as well. We kind of had a quarterback battle for who's going to be the starting quarterback. Obviously, that was not the case this year, and there really were not. I mean, we're trying to still figure out who the second cornerback is going to be starting opposite Javion Cole on the defensive side of the ball, but the offensive line was pretty much set. We kind of knew who those guys were going to be. The running back, I mean, you kind of knew Kedrick Reesino was going to be that guy. At least he's going to be the guy at the lead of that pack right there after he split time with Ismail Mahdi and Quincy Craig last year. And, of course, Quincy Craig back this year. So Quincy and Kedrick were going to be the two top dogs there. And Antoine Roberts comes in. You needed, obviously, a new tight end, but I don't know if that was really a battle. Cole Rusk was brought in. They signed a number of guys out of the transfer portal for that. Cole Rusk, Shane King. You got Tyler Powell coming back from injury, so you kind of knew, who those guys were going to be and what that situation was. Obviously, a lot of decisions to be made. I mean, if there were two, quote, battles, and I don't even know if the wide receiver situation was one we looked at as it was going to be a battle because we kind of knew who the main guys were, but there was a lot of guys. I mean, I at one point I said I got 10 guys who could play. We talked to Seth Daggy today. He kind of said 8 to 9. Beginning of camp, I said you probably got 10 guys in this wide receiver room who can play. We kind of knew, though, the top 3 guys were going to be Gio Richardson, Trey Spivey, and as Seth likes to call him, Sticks, Chris Hunter. But kind of how it fleshed out after that, that was really one of the things we've been watching in this fall camp. Who the safeties were going to be, who's replacing Genesis Smith, who's replacing Traden Stukes, who's replacing Dalton Johnson. That's really the only other big, quote, position story in this camp outside of who's going to be the backup quarterback to Noah Fafita. And just like last year when I talked about the defense early in fall camp, and I said, yeah, they are really kicking this offense's ass, literally from the second day. I was like, yeah, this is a little scary what we're seeing from this defense against the offense. Just like last year, one of the first things I talked about in this fall camp was Sawyer Anderson. And I said, man, this kid looks good. He came out of the gate just slinging it. First 3-4 practices, I'm like, wow, Sawyer Anderson. I don't know that I need to see a whole lot more. But of course, well, today was practice 16. And nothing that I've seen in the last 13 practices, or maybe 10 because I've missed a few in the last week or two. But nothing that I've seen in the last 10 practices changed my mind that Sawyer Anderson was going to be the backup quarterback behind Noah Fifita. And today we got confirmation of that. Let's hear from Seth Doege, who addressed the backup quarterback decision.
We're going to roll with Sawyer. He's had a tremendous camp. I think what kind of separated him was the explosive plays. He just had way more explosive than the rest of them. And I'm really proud of him, especially where he's at in his development, because, he's still a young player, he's a redshirt freshman. But he did such a good job of being in the hip of Braden Locke and Noah Fifita last year, and that really gave him an advantage when it comes to like processing the scheme and knowing where to go with the football. Obviously, I knew he was a talented football player. Bringing him here, I really like the eval on him. But you never know when they get here of how fast they're going to process things, and he's picked it up. Faster than a lot of kids I've been around. I think the mobility part gives him another dimension to his game. His ability to throw off platform and create outside the pocket's been, he's made a couple throws this camp that just are like, whoa, that's super impressive. And that's unique to him. And so I'm really excited about him. I have a ton of confidence in him. It's part of the reason why I didn't bring a transfer in, is because I believed in those young guys, and I knew one of them was going to separate himself. And he's tough. That's probably the best thing about Sawyer Anderson is he's one of the toughest kids I've ever been around. When it comes, you can coach him hard. He'll accept the coach and he'll apply it. He never gets too down. He never gets too up. He battles through injuries. I mean, this kid is tough, and that's exactly what you want in a quarterback. So I'm excited about his growth, and I'm excited about him being in that spot, because I have a lot of confidence if we had to play with Sawyer Anderson, that we'd be in a good spot and we could win Big 12 football games. So I'm excited about him. He's had a tremendous camp. I'm really proud of him, and that's the direction we're going to go for right now.
All right. That was Seth Doege today after practice number 16, anointing Sawyer Anderson as the backup quarterback to Noah Fifita. And again, he's looked great all through camp, looked really good today. Again, I thought it was kind of one of those days, was kind of both sides had some wins. I don't know if I was going to grade it out like I've been grading it, I might give it both ways. Offense had some success. Defense had some success. Defense, they had a 2-minute drill late and tried to go down and get a field goal. And the first team went down, got in position. Michael Salgado Medina missed the field goal about 46 yards. Number twos went down. And again, it's camp, so it's not like a true 2-minute situation. They kind of moved the ball up. They threw an incompletion. I believe it was like on a first down or something. And so they moved it up into the position where they could run one more play to set up the field goal, and then they kicked it again. Now, so Michael Salgado kicked both of the field goals in the 2-minute drill. If he had missed the second one, he did not miss the second one. If he had missed the second field goal, we might be having a completely different top takeaway to start this show, because I'm still that's another thing. We haven't really talked much about the special teams in this fall camp, but I'm keeping my eye on the development of one Michael Salgado Medina, who was the primary place kicker for this team last year, is probably going to be the guy. I've not heard anything that he is not going to be the guy going into this season. And one of the things we talked about last year was he missed a few kicks. I think wasn't that the ASU game? I think he missed like three kicks. He made 3. I think he kicked that. What do you have, like 6 field goal attempts in that game or something, if I remember correctly? And he made 3, and he missed 3. He made the ones that mattered towards the end, but he missed a few early. So I definitely want to see more consistency in kicking the ball from Michael Salgado Medina. So when he lined up for that second kick today, I was like, yeah, I think he better make this one. Because if he doesn't make this one, then we might be having a whole different conversation about who the kicker on this team should be. Because again, how many games have you watched? And less so at the college level than at the professional level, because at the professional level it comes down to multiple field goals every week. In the National Football League, it's not quite that way. You don't have as many close games like that, I think, in college as you do in the National Football League. But still, you want to have confidence that if it comes down to that -2, you're down 2, like that drill was today, down 2 with 1:43 to go at your 20, trying to get the ball in the field goal position. You want to feel like Michael Salgado Medina can make that kick and can make that kick consistently, and you're not thinking about it, and you're not worried about it. You're not worried about, can he make this kick to get us the win? I'm not quite at that confident level with Michael Salgado Medina to this point. But I'm hoping that as we get on into this season, he'll change that narrative and he'll begin to be more consistent in his makes than what we saw a year ago. 2 more practices to go during camp. Tomorrow will be a morning practice, and then the final practice will be the Thursday evening practice. We'll hear from the head coach. After that practice, we will also hear from the quarterback, Noah Fafita, after that practice on Thursday night. And then the Wildcats will break camp, and we will get into regular season mode as the team preps for the first game a week from Saturday against Northern Arizona. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. I was just looking at the numbers again. 19 of 31 was Michael Salgado Medina last season. He had 31 field goal attempts. He made 19. So he missed 12. His percentages was 61%. I'd much rather, I think I've said before a number of times, that I would prefer my quarterback be in the 80s. I'm sorry, my quarterback. My kicker, I prefer my kicker to be in the 80s in terms of percentage makes. 61 is a tad low. He was 5 for 5, under 20, under 30, 6 for 9, under 40, 5 of 13, under 50, and that's the range. That's the range we're talking about today. He went 1 for 2. He missed the 46-yarder. He made the 48-yarder. That was his inconsistent range last year, between 40 and 49, and those are the ones you're kicking the most. He kicked 13 of those last year, and that was the issue. Michael Salgado Medina has got to be more consistent in the main area, 40 to 49. He actually was 3 or 4 from over 50. So he was more consistent over 50 than he was in the main area, which is 40 to 49. So I've got to see more consistency from him in that range this season for me to be comfortable and for me not to have to stand there at the end of practice saying, oh, my God, he better make this, because if he doesn't, we're having a whole different conversation. Do you have a range? Dragon Ball is back today. JW Madden is off again this afternoon. Do you have do you have a comfortable percentage that you like for your kickers? I've always said I want my kicker to be at least 80%, 80 to 85 is a comfortable range for me. Do you think about it that way? Do you have a range for your kickers?
85% or higher.
Oh, you like to be higher than 85.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I've been spoiled in the sense that the Steelers kicker, Chris Boswell's got an 87% make or miss. But, no, I think that the biggest thing about it, too, DK, is you got to give your kicker makeable kicks. And you definitely have to do that by at least crossing the 40-yard line. I've always believed that if you're asking a kicker to make a kick that's beyond the 40, you're playing a very, very lopsided game of dominoes there. Because if one domino just slides one way versus the other.
They need to be in the 30s?
No. They need to be in like the 39 to 38 yard line. If they're not beyond
Wait.
the 40.
So let's back up. So if the ball's at the 38, you're kicking about a 43-yard field, or if the ball, are you talking about what the field goal needs to be 38, or the ball needs to be at the 38? Because obviously you're talking
ball
about
needs to be at the 38.
Okay, so then that's a 53-yard. Well, that's a 53-yard field goal, because you're kicking from the 43, and that's 10 yards back off the end zone.
Yeah.
So you really want the ball to be at the 28, because you want them to kick in the 40s. Is that what you're saying here? Because you're confusing me.
No. You got to be within the within 45 yard lines has got to be like the end goal.
Okay.
There.
All right. So then that we're talking
You got to kick.
we're talking
you don't want
48
any
to 53-yard
45.
field goals.
Yeah, we don't want to be any further than 45
Okay,
yards.
you're taking your guy way out there. You're taking your guy way out there, a little bit further, more comfortable than I want.
It's not cold, and he drilled it. He might have got this, I think. He absolutely got this. 69 yards. Are you kidding me, Coach? Preseason game, it doesn't matter. And, Coach, this cleared with at least 5 or 6 yards.
That's why I don't like the new rule. You can't cover the center. You can't overload.
Oh, look at him.
You can't really rush these kicks like we used to, and some of these long-range guys are bombing.
Yeah, that guy's got. You want to talk about somebody that's got some machismo to him. That's Harrison Butker.
Leave it to the old coach to be complaining about the rules when he's well beyond coaching at this point.
All right, so under Dragon Ball's 85% rule, Michael Salgado Medina needed to make 26 kicks last year, which was 7 more than he ended up making. So, all right, that's regardless, he needs to be more consistent this year. And 1 of 2 today got me a little bit nervous at the end of practice. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get it on the program. DK on the sports tip. We're going to talk some Mercury. They are not going to the playoffs. We kind of knew that. We'll hear from our guy David Veenstra, who also covers the University of Arizona up in Phoenix, Desert Wave Media. We'll get his thoughts on. He, in fact, had a chance. He was out at the workout. The Wildcats practiced at the Suns facility. The basketball team did before they went to Lithuania, and I believe David was there. So we'll ask him what he saw from that practice, get his thoughts on that, as well as what's happening with the Mercury, who yesterday made some news as they bought out Dewana Bonner. Dewana Bonner came back at the end of last year. There was hopes that maybe her and her girlfriend, wife, I don't know if they're married or not, Alyssa Thomas, could maybe parlay last year's success into more success this year. Unfortunately, it has not happened, and so they have bought out Dewana, so maybe she can try to latch on with another team and chase a title here in what likely is going to be her final season, because she's 39 years old. So we'll dive into all of that as well. DK on the sports tip. Cricket right now is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Prince and Mountain area of Mountain and Prince Road. We've got some police activity in that area of Prince Road and Mountain. Euclid near Grant for a crash reported on Euclid to the south of Grant Road. An extreme heat warning in effect until 8 p.m. Saturday, 1:08 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. At My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Did you hear what we're talking about?
Let's hope we don't wait another 4 years to pay attention to soccer.
What are you going to get your Columbus Crew kit there, DK?
That's the only team in Ohio, so I guess I got to rep the Crew.
DK on the Sports Tip, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m.
Chad Zastremski here to help you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. Let's take Cody Bellinger. He's back for the New York Yankees. He loves in the Yankee Stadium. Let's take him over 1.5 total bases against the Houston Astros. And is there a hotter hitter than Pete Alonso? He's been hitting a homer every single day. Let's take Pete Alonso, who's been smoking those cigars, over 1.5 total bases. You parlay the 2 of those together, you got yourself a winner. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
Hey, it's Tyler Reddick from 2311 Racing. Most slot games are a solo lap. Slot Masters on Chumba Casino puts you on the grid with 2 other players. Battle it out over a 2-minute run. Everyone's spinning at once, points stacking up, and the leaderboard updating before the clock hits 0. Are you ready to race? With over 200 casino-style games and new ones dropping every week, there's always something new to line up for. Join the fun at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in the state where it's legal to play.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
Hi, it's Chris and Corbin from Tucson Appliance. All of us here at Tucson Appliance are proud to support our local sports teams.
We show our support with season tickets so we can be there cheering on the Wildcats. And we're proud to support the Wildcats here as sponsors of the University of Arizona radio broadcasts.
Tucson Appliance has personalized service only a local business can offer, along with reliable delivery, professional VIP installation, and service you can count on.
Tucson Appliance, where you are our priority.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Your old AC unit is the most expensive thing in your house this summer. Replace it now and get $1,000 off from Picture Rocks Cooling and up to $720 in rebates. Along with our 1-year money-back guarantee, that's the smartest move you'll make this summer. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748 or PictureRocksCooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, heating and plumbing.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard. The driveway needs filling in. Or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Arizona is where we live and work. Unlike many other law firms, Arizona is our home. They call us the Eagle because with every 5-star review, our reputation soars, and we've got thousands. You also won't see our lawyers on billboards because they're busy representing Arizona clients. We're Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm. Call today at 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number for you to get in on the program with us. Call us at that number. Text us at that number. We mentioned that the Phoenix Mercury will not be going to the WNBA postseason this year. That's because they were eliminated from contention at home Sunday by the Atlanta Dream.
Almost a turnover. Look out. Bonner switches hands. Reese on her. Copper. That's got to be an and one. Big and one for Cobb. 34-28 early in the second. all the way to the deck. And I mean, Reese goes right at AT.
They had 5 days or 4 days of practice, but in saying that, you got to come in and attack, and certainly that's what Kahleah Copper did coming out.
Sammy, AT, and one. First bucket of the game for Alyssa Thomas. She has a chance for the three-point play. This is the closest Phoenix has been in a long time. Can they play D again? Long ball. Oh, killer from Gray. They had the answer every time. Atlanta is going to the playoffs. Tip of the cap to Smesko and his club, Annie.
Atlanta going to the playoffs. The Mercury not going to the playoffs. That actually was Saturday night. I think it was Sunday. 38 points by Kahleah Copper. Angel Reese actually provided some offense in this game. Normally, we're talking about Angel for her rebounding. She still had 14 rebounds in that game, but she also had 31 points to go along with those 14 rebounds. 99-89 was the final. Was it last night she had 26 rebounds?
Yeah, I believe that was last night.
How about that? Wow. 20. So we've seen it was Kayla McBride a few weeks ago had 10 threes in a game to set an all-time WNBA record. And then last night we had a 26 rebound performance by Angel Reese in the 11 points and 26 rebounds in a win over the Sparks. And, of course, the Sparks are not very good, but still, one heck of a performance. Single game. Not only did she set the single game record with 26 rebounds, but she also now has set the single season record for rebounds. Her 26 eclipsed the previous record of 24. That had stood for 23 years. 23 years that record had stood in the WNBA. Shamika Holdsclaw. Remember Shamika Holdsclaw back in the day? She had 24 rebounds. Angel broke that record last night with 26 rebounds. She also now has 458 on the season, and that is 7 more than Asia Wilson had, who set the mark in 2024, 2 years ago. And she still has 6 games remaining this season to build upon that. And she also leads the league in double-doubles. She has 27 double-doubles this season, does Angel Reese. So.
Yeah, the Dream averaged 35 rebounds a game. If you took away Angel Reese's production, how much of that do you see the Dream dropping? That's, again, 12 rebounds a game. So needless to say, Angel Reese doing a lot of work around the rim when it comes to cleaning the glass.
The Mercury eliminated from the postseason after they went to the finals last year. Very disappointing year for that club. And Nate Tibbetts and company, after came in with a lot of high expectations, tried to make a trade at the deadline with Kelsey Plum to see if they could, put lightning in a bottle down the stretch. But they had just dug too big a hole to really come back from that. Let's hear from Alyssa Thomas on officially being knocked out of the playoffs.
Yeah, like you said, it's something I haven't experienced probably since my first couple years in the league. Yeah, it's definitely disappointing. Definitely not what we anticipated for the season, but there's still games to be played. Hard to say what the goal is, but I think it's just about continuing to build, play our brand of basketball, and yeah, win, lose, we still got to go out there and give it everything we have.
There you go. Still got to go out and play the games and be competitive, and there's people paying to come see you play, so not a situation where you want to tap out for sure. Nate Tibbetts, obviously Nate led this team to the finals last year. He, after the game on a Saturday, talked about this year's team, what this year's team lacked compared to last year's team.
I have not had time to sit and think about that. That's probably more of an off-season question. Obviously, the injuries have hurt. Our defense has taken a step back. Our three-point shooting hasn't been as. Those are just some things that come to mind. And then, last year we won a lot of our close games. This year we haven't, and that makes a big difference.
closing is so important. And obviously, you can look at a number of things. He talked about the injury. You also lost an all-star player in Satu Sabali, who, is known as a closer in this league. When she left due to free agency, that was a player that you thought was going to be on this team for a number of years to come, but unfortunately not the case. And so that's kind of where you stand on that. Let's hear more from Alyssa Thomas on just the frustration of this season.
I think it's something you got to go back and look at the end of the season, see what went wrong, what could have been better. But yeah, there's a lot to dissect and look at. But like I said, still basketball to be played. Yes, we're eliminated, but we're still going to go out there and give it the same energy and effort.
All right, so in terms of the Mercury, you've still got 6 games left to go on the schedule, and one of those games is tonight at home at the Mortgage Matchup Marketplace against the Washington Mystics, who come in at 22-15 on the year. Mercury at 13-24. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip tonight, and then after tonight, the club will play Washington again. So this is one of those double-header deals. They'll play tonight against Washington and Thursday against Washington, and then Toronto on Saturday to wrap up the homestand, of which they are currently 1-2. And then they'll split the final 4 games on the road, Portland and Dallas next week, and then Dallas and Las Vegas the week after that to end the season. On actually, I'm sorry, I forgot. There is the break, the break for the tournament. So they'll play the final 2 games this week, Thursday and Saturday, and then they're off until mid-September for the final 4 games. So that kind of stinks when you are out of the playoffs, and then you got to wait 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks almost to play your final 4 games. But international tournaments nowadays in some of these Olympic sports cause that to be the case. If you want to dive in on that, 520-848-1290. If you've been to any of the Mercury games this year, if you've seen them play at all, you got any thoughts on what went wrong this season, we'll talk to David Veenstra coming up in the 4 o'clock hour, get a final check-in with him on this Mercury season and get his thoughts on just what was not able to transpire with this team to try to get back to the postseason. Again, it's going to be a fun postseason to watch, though. I mean, we mentioned last week, there are some really good teams. Right now, the Fever are playing extremely well with Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark and company. The Mystics have bounced back this year in town. Obviously, tonight you've got the Wings and the Aces and the Lynx all playing extremely good basketball. So it's going to be a fun road to watch. I mean, the Wings have really kind of turned it on. They were a team kind of floating around 500 for the majority of the season, but Paige Beckers and company, even though without AZ Fudd, who's out for the year, have found their last gear going down the stretch. So it's going to be fun to kind of see how it all plays out as we get into October and the WNBA playoffs. 520-848-1290 is the number. Let's get another break in here. We'll come back. We have got everything today. Cardinals, Panthers. We'll check in with your Diamondbacks, who did not look good last night. And man, if there's not drama surrounding this team, I guess it's not Diamondbacks baseball this season. More drama to talk about regarding your Snakes. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s. Traffic and weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. We've got an earlier collision, Euclid near Grant, south of Grant Road on Euclid. In the area of Prince and Mountain and Prince Road, some police activity there. Roadwork and a closure, 22nd Street closed, Tucson Boulevard to Cherry Belle Stravenue. You could use Broadway instead or Aviation Parkway. There is roadwork on Aviation Parkway near Keno. An extreme heat warning until 8 p.m. Saturday and 1:08 now. And that's your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. At My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
They beat the Boilermakers. The 1 seed is headed back to the Final Four. Thank you, Coach Lloyd, and all of the players and support staff who helped the Cats make a return to the Final Four.
Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get one free set of Brake Best Select brake pads when you buy 2 Brake Best Select brake rotors. Or get one free set of Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct professional grade brake pads when you buy 2 matching professional grade brake rotors. Restrictions apply. Get details from the parts professionals at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Food truck owners, today business will be booming. People will love your new menu and not make special orders. You will not roll your eyes when someone calls it a quesadilla. You will also switch to Progressive to get 30 customizable coverage options and restore your inner peace. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and covered selections.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. It's August already, the month we shift our attention away from potholes and road construction and back to school traffic. And our shorter backpack-toting neighbors jumping from the corner bus stop through crosswalks and towards those big yellow buses. So eyes up, cell phones down, and stay alert. This month at Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we're getting drivers like you ready with all kinds of specials to keep the wheels on your bus going round and round. Specials like free brake inspections and all the tire brands you trust at prices that beat the warehouse clubs and national chains. And Jack Furrier has the budget-friendly brands to Arizona-proof your daily commute and make your daily driving, stopping, starting, and swerving so much better. So make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by for savings all month long at any of our 14 award-winning locations. And let's remember to keep our eyes up, cell phones down, and get everyone where they need to go safely. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Arizona is where we live and work. Unlike many other law firms, Arizona is our home. They call us the Eagle because with every 5-star review, our reputation soars, and we've got thousands. You also won't see our lawyers on billboards because they're busy representing Arizona clients. We're Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm. Call today at 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rock Materials. A few bare spots in the yard. The driveway needs filling in. Or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rock Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Here's a chance for you to double your money with a sweet deal from the Copper Country Music Fest. You can get 2 general admission tickets for just $65, originally $130.
The second annual Copper Country Music Fest rides into the Casa Grande Rodeo Grounds on Saturday, October 17th from noon till 11 p.m. Experience a full day of live music featuring the Randy Rogers Band, Tyler Nance, Nolene Hoffman, and 9 more country music acts. Enjoy shopping from unique Western lifestyle vendors offering custom cowboy hats, jewelry, and more. Stay on the land and wake up to the music with on-site camping. Make it a full weekend with a Friday night campfire acoustic series. Featuring performances from the Cruz Brothers, Taylor Honeycutt, and Lacey Roche. Camping packages and tickets are on sale at coppercountrymusicfest.com. Don't miss the Copper Country Music Fest, October 17th in Casa Grande.
And this sweet deal will go on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com. DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
As the world turns in college athletics, every day it's something new. Sunday, a player in camp with the Cleveland Browns said that if he was to be released, he would sign with Louisiana State and play for his old coach, Lane Kiffin. And now conferences are starting to come out against this move by Daquan Wright. and others. The SEC, in fact, sent a letter out to all of their schools last night, and the Big Ten seems to be following suit. This is it's oh man, it's just so funny. It's so funny how every single day we've got something new going on with the eligibility questions in major college athletics. So here's essentially, if you hadn't seen it, here's essentially what the SEC put out. They had a video conference on Monday. All the presidents and the chancellors of how many schools are there? Dragon Ball in the SEC, are there 14?
In the SEC, I believe it's 14 now.
14 teams, okay. So all the presidents and chancellors got on a conference call. And after that conference call, the conference put out this letter that said college athletes, not professional athletes, have been at the heart of the Southeastern Conference. Individuals who choose to leave college athletics, sign professional playing contracts, and compete professionally should not then be permitted to return to college competition. Allowing that to occur will blur the line between college and professional sports, create significant competitive equity concerns, and reduce opportunities for high school and current college athletes. College sports are for college athletes. The current confusion around the national eligibility standards emphasizes the need to advance the Protect College Sports Act. Okay, that was the SEC last night. Now, the Big Ten today is expected, or at least there's word that they are expected to approve something very similar, a rule that would essentially apply to any player whose name has appeared on an NFL roster and or a signed contract, and that rule would ban those players that have been with an NFL team from returning to college football at one of the Big Ten's member schools. How many are there? They're at 16 now, I believe.
16 for the SEC. I believe it's 18 for the Big Ten.
Okay.
And this rule that you're talking about, DK, did get unanimously approved by the athletic directors, and it was given unanimous approval later by the conference faculty's athletic representative. So that
So
rule
they have done
officially
that then.
passes.
Okay. So now we have two conferences that have done this. Now there was word that the Big 12 was moving in this direction as well. I've not heard anything more. Do we have anything more on that today about what the Big 12 plans to do?
Nothing in
with
regards
this?
to the 5-5 and returning players from the Big 12 to this point. All I know is that Lane Kiffin is apparently not happy with the statement and the position that the SEC has taken.
Lane Kiffin is about as unlikable a head coach as I think I've ever met in any sport. And I didn't like him when he was the coach of my school. He's just not likable. Just not a likable guy is Lane Kiffin. 520-848-1290 if you want to share whether or not, maybe we'll make that our question of the day today. Is Lane Kiffin a likable head coach? Because in my opinion, he is not. He is obviously one of the coaches taking advantage of this. We mentioned tight end Daquan Wright. Also, the young man that is in camp with the Arizona Cardinals played for Lane Kiffin at Old Miss. So he is a potential candidate if cut by the Cardinals to come back. There are 14 players that were involved in the lawsuit, I should say, in Louisiana, where this latest realm of lawsuits originated from, who were trying to return under the new 5-5 window that the NCAA has put into effect. Kiffin had this to say on Monday about his decision to add players like Daquan Wright and such. At the end of the day, because of these rulings, they're either going to play for you or they're going to play for someone else around the country. So, I mean, I guess I can't fault his thought process on that as a head coach. I don't like it. He wants his team to be as competitive as possible, but there's just at some point as a head coach, you have to set the standard of what's right and what's not right. And this is clearly, NFL players, professional players coming back to college is clearly not right. It's not. And so I'm with the coaches who are standing up and saying, we're not. And again, much different situation involving, some of the players that we're dealing with here. But yeah, if you have been in an NFL camp or an NBA camp or anything of that nature, you got no business trying to come back and play again in college.
You know what? I'm gonna take a wild stance here. I'm gonna take Lane Kiffin's approach, and I'm actually gonna say there's some merit behind what he's saying in the sense of we have heard this from college head coaches for decades now with different topics of choice. The first thing was, well, if we don't start playing our freshmen, other teams are going to, and they're going to get 4 years potentially of great players, and we'll only get 3. So eventually they started letting freshmen play. Then you get the conversations of, well, if we don't start paying our players under the table, the other teams are going to, because they're doing it in a way they're not going to get caught. So we have to keep up, and we have to start doing that too. And that's what led to this whole endeavor with NIL and the money's being transferred and the investigations that strip teams of certain wins and records and things of that nature. I get what Lane is saying, but this is not the argument to have it, because we just got done watching an NCAA men's basketball championship be won by a group of players whose average age was about 24-something years old. We can't keep doing this. College is not necessarily for the 25 to 30-year-olds when it comes to athletics.
Right.
You can go back to school whenever you want, but I think the idea of having a 28-year-old playing against a 19-year-old is not necessarily what you would quantify as a fair deal for the 19-year-old kid. I get what he's saying. This is not the argument to have it for. If you're talking about late season transfers or mid-season transfers, fine. If you're talking about guys that have gone to the professional level to then come back, now it's starting to sound like you're just looking to get as much high-end talent as possible, which, again, as the coach, that's your job. But you got to understand that where you're getting it from isn't necessarily going to be viewed with the cleanest slate in regards to the acquisition of said assets.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. What are your thoughts on all of this? The As the World Turns, one of my grandmother's favorite soap operas back in the day. As the world turns, what was it the guy said? With sands in
Like
the
sands
hourglass.
in the
Like
hourglass.
sands in the hourglass.
So
Oh,
do
no,
the
that was the days of our lives. Okay. Now I'm getting my stories.
You're getting your soap
I'm
operas
getting my
mixed
stories mixed up, as my grandmother used the term stories, not soap operas. I've got not one, but I've got 2 sweet deals for you this weekend coming up. All right, so I got to tell you about both of these. 2 sweet deals coming up for you at 8:30 in the morning on Friday. WildcatsRadio1290.com. Got to push this because we don't have a show on Friday. So I need to make sure I get you all of this information ahead of that. So I've got Quistey's, great sandwich place out on Broadway, all the beautiful colored buildings that they've put up there on the Broadway Mile. Now that all the construction is over, you can start hitting some of these great places. There's a great brewery that's over there. In fact, Quistey's, I believe, is right next to that brewery that's right there. I think it's called Broadway Brewery, if I'm not mistaken. But that's another store. That's another restaurant for another time. Quistey's, you're going to get a $50 gift certificate for just $25. They are locally owned and operated. These are premium imported Italian meats, freshly baked local bread, house-made signature sausage. Each sandwich on the menu is named after the people who inspired them. A reminder that food is about connection, community, and family. Each sandwich crafted with care, made with passion, and served with a smile. Sandwiches, paninis, wraps, salads. You can get all of that at Quistey's Sandwiches, located at the Soul Block Shopping Center, 2575 East Broadway Boulevard, right on the Broadway Mile here in Tucson. So that's one of two sweet deals I've got for you. The other sweet deal is the Copper Country Music Fest, which is going to be happening in mid-October, Saturday, October the 17th. But it's not just Saturday, folks. It's really a weekend of events that's going to be taking place up at the Casa Grande Rodeo Grounds. A 12 lineup festival on Saturday. You've got Red Dirt Country, Americana, folk country, all kinds of good music. Arizona local country bands are going to be there. Bands such as Randy Rogers Band, Tyler Nance, No Line Hoffman, and more. You can shop custom-shaped cowboy hats. See Dragon Ball. You can get a Stetson made just for
made for my head.
Your head right there. Do you own a Stetson?
I gotta get my my head measured because I know it's grown since the last time I got measured for a hat.
You don't own a Stetson already?
I do not. No.
Okay, we gotta get you out to the rodeo this year and get you measured for one of those hats.
I know that.
Would you wear it?
I would wear it. I'd probably wear it a couple times. I definitely would probably not wear it here.
Okay.
Because I think that getting through the doorways here would be a problem.
That could be. They're going to have all kinds of local food, beverages. There's going to be 9 different food and beverage dessert trucks out there. Activities all weekend. I mentioned it's not just Saturday, Friday night. They've got a campfire acoustic series that's going to be going on from 6 to 10. Performances by the Cruz Brothers, Taylor Honeycutt, and Arizona's very own Lacey Richey will be out at the Friday Night Campfire Acoustic Series. A great opportunity for you to camp out. Also, there's going to be an after party Friday night at the Coyote Den Saloon in Casa Grande. Have you ever been to the Coyote Den Saloon?
That I have not.
Well, we have to go. We have to go check out. We have to take a road trip up and check out the Coyote.
I'm about as
Den
much of an
Saloon.
introvert as Cricket, so there's a lot of places and a lot of things I haven't
If
done.
you've been to the Coyote Den Saloon in Casa Grande, please let us know what that place is like. 520-848-1290. So at the after party from 10 to midnight, Bobby Kerr is going to be there. Emily Woodall is going to be there. And then after they stop playing at midnight, there's going to be artist karaoke from midnight until 2 a.m. So you can get up on the mic, and I don't know what artist karaoke means. Does that mean that they're only going to do karaoke for the artists that are at the festival potentially? I don't know what that means, but regardless, it's karaoke, which means you can get up and sing. There's going to be a brunch on Sunday. So again, we're talking about September 18th now, or October 18th. Sunday brunch after party at Port Therapy Patio. That'll be from 10 to 1. There'll be musical performances there as well. All proceeds go to the nonprofit Pinal 40 Incorporated Foundation. They support youth that want to work in the farming industry in Pinal County. Great outfit there, Pinal 40 Incorporated. So support the Copper Country Music Festival coming up in mid-October, and I got a sweet deal for you on Friday. So this is what you can get for that one. You can get 2 general admission tickets for $65. Normally those GA tickets would cost you $130. I'm giving them to you for $65 with my sweet deal on Friday morning, 8:30 a.m. at WildcatsRadio1290.com. All right, coming up in the 4 o'clock hour, we'll get into the NFL, Cardinals, Panthers, and a whole lot more, as well as your Mercury. We'll talk to David Veenstra as well, get his thoughts on Arizona basketball as he saw them practice a little bit before they went over on their European tour. Right now, Dragon Ball's got everything happening in sports in Southern Arizona, as well as sports around the world.
Well, it's the final week of training camp for the Wildcats as they begin to go ahead and look to hammer out any of the kinks in their system before the next week's official game week practices as they hit the field against NAU next Saturday. Speaking of which, speaking with the media office coordinator Seth Dagey, spoke on the players who've improved the most thus far in camp, but another topic of interest came up with the new 5-and-5 ruling, allowing both sides of the ball to approach the freshman players a little differently, now with the redshirt rules a little bit out of the window.
Jet and RJ, for instance, if they give us some value, then you continue to push that. That's really it. Those young guys, like if they are able to play at this level, it's just so hard. You want to think just because they were just highly recruited kids, and they have the ability to come play. Yes, from a skill level, there's no doubt, but there's a mentality part to it, there's a learning part to it, there's a speed part to it, there's all this stuff that you have to really gotta to create in their process. And it's just, I just haven't seen a whole lot of young guys play at a really high level before. You know, obviously you have your exceptions, and I do think Jet will play for us. But at that point, you know, in our personnel discussions, there is no limitations now. You know, who the best player plays.
And the Arizona Cardinals will be making their way out to Green Bay for their week of joint practices ahead of their final preseason game against the Packers, but still some uncertainty around rookie quarterback Carson Beck. He still has not returned to the field following his debut against the Panthers in the Hall of Fame game. Beck's been out due to rib discomfort, and from Michael Furr's latest presser, that injury will keep him out again this week after his last throwing session. And multiple players heading to LSU after recent cuts from the NFL. Other conferences, as you just heard, are now talking about taking a stand, saying they will not take former NFL players returning to college despite the 5-5 ruling. And the conference in this case being the Big Ten, after stating that they will not take any player that declared for the draft, did not withdraw, or appeared on an NFL roster or signed a contract with a pro league. They will not be taking those players back. This rule was approved unanimously by the Big Ten ADs in a recent vote, as well as unanimous approval by the representatives after that. I'm Dragon Ball, the 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, it's DK on the Sports Tip. Don't miss a minute of the best Arizona Wildcats coverage in town. Tell your Alexa device to play Wildcats Radio 1290. This is your home of Arizona football, men's basketball, and baseball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. At 22nd and Kolb, reported crash Kolb Road and 22nd Street. Area of Prince and Mountain and Prince Road. Police activity in that area. Please avoid Prince Road and Mountain. Also some slowing for Campbell and Prince Road. An extreme heat warning in effect until 8 p.m. Saturday, 111 tomorrow, 108 now. And that's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. And My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
My name is Amanda Klutz, and I'm a widow. You enter a different reality when you lose your husband, especially as a parent. Life insurance doesn't fix it, but it helps. With Ethos, you can get covered in minutes. No medical exams, up to $3 million in coverage, and it's all online.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
I'm pediatric allergist Dr. Carla Davis. If your child has asthma, let's take a breath together and talk. Does your child need to use a quick relief inhaler more than twice a week to treat asthma? Has your child repeatedly awakened at night due to asthma? If you said yes to either of these questions, it's time to talk to an allergy and asthma specialist like me to help you control your child's asthma. If you feel your child's asthma is not under control, go to controlyourasthma.org.
Sponsored by the Allergy and Asthma Network.
Right now, somewhere in America, a student is training, a student is studying, a student is working when nobody is watching. Not for recognition, not for attention, but because excellence is a habit. The 2026 Patriot Games are searching for exceptional students ages 14 to 17. Students ready to compete, ready to lead, ready to show America what they're capable of. $250,000 scholarship prize pool. Applications are open now. Your story, your opportunity, your moment. Applications now open. Freedom250.org. America's next champion could be you.
Here's a chance for you to double your money with a sweet deal from the Copper Country Music Fest. You can get 2 general admission tickets for just $65, originally $130.
The second annual Copper Country Music Fest rides into the Casa Grande Rodeo Grounds on Saturday, October 17th from noon till 11 p.m. Experience a full day of live music featuring the Randy Rogers Band, Tyler Nance, Nolene Hoffman, and 9 more country music acts. Enjoy shopping from unique Western lifestyle vendors offering custom cowboy hats, jewelry, and more. Stay on the land and wake up to the music with on-site camping. Make it a full weekend with a Friday night campfire acoustic series. Featuring performances from the Cruz Brothers, Taylor Honeycutt, and Lacey Roche. Camping packages and tickets are on sale at coppercountrymusicfest.com. Don't miss the Copper Country Music Fest, October 17th in Casa Grande.
And this sweet deal will go on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
Oh my gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals?
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to partner with the 9/11 Tower Challenge Foundation in memorializing the brave first responders who ran toward danger and the military families who bore the burden of the war on terror. Join us at the Tucson Convention Center, September 11th, to climb 2,071 steps. Pre-registration is required and may be completed at 911-towerchallenge.org. Registration is $40 per person, with 100% of the proceeds benefiting the first responders and military charities in Southern Arizona.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slide it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
If it's not drama, it's not the D-backs.
Jeff Bannister up on the top step. And Brian Kaplan is screaming at Lance Barrett, the plate umpire, as is Jeff Bannister, the bench coach. Now they're barking at the Cub dugout. There's a debate going on between the two dugouts here, and they are screaming at each other. Nope, don't do that. Nah.
Diamondbacks Download. Baseball talk.
All right, so apparently there was some sign stealing going on. The coach, the third base coach for the Cubs, was angering the Diamondbacks dugout, was angering cousin Merrill Kelly, who would leave this game with one out in the sixth, and Taylor Clark came into a 2-0 game, and things got out of whack real quick after that.
Quentin Berry now barking back and forth with the Diamondback dugout, and here we go again. This has been an ongoing thing. He's still giving it to him. Conforto slams it into the right field seats. Merrill Kelly and Quentin Berry were just going one-on-one there. But Conforto silences the Diamondback dugout. He hit it 431 feet, his 12th of the year. And Carson Kelly sends one to the seats. And the Cubs go back-to-back. They lead at 5-0.
Bob Brennan sounds like he's in some pain there watching those home runs leave the yard last night. Cousin Carson hit a home run. Fortunately, Cousin Carson did not hit a home run off Cousin Merrill, because that would not have been very pretty. 7-0, the final score last night. The Cubs knock off the Diamondbacks in game one of the 3-game series. Let's first hear from Tori before we get to the whole sign-stealing kerfuffle. Let's hear from Tori Lavello on the 7-0 loss to the Cubs.
That was a tough game. We were in it, staying in it. Merrill was doing a good job of making pitches and pitching into the sixth inning. I thought he deserved to pitch into that sixth inning. We had him a little bit covered with Clarkie and just unraveled from there through those sixth, seventh, and eighth innings where they broke the game open. The Cubs are a good baseball team, but so are we. We got to be able to play our game, do the things that we do best, and that's control counts, get on base, create some traffic, slug, We just couldn't get anything going today. And their starting pitcher was very effective. He's basically a two-pitch pitcher, was driving his fastball on both sides of the plate, throwing, splits off of that. The fastball was alive and had a little extra hop to it. And yeah, I think he came at us and was driving that fastball on both sides of the plate and maybe caught us by a little bit by surprise. We just didn't make an adjustment to him.
Yeah, Kevin Gossman was very, very good last night for the Cubs. And so now the Diamondbacks have played 7 games without Ketel Marte since he went missing AWOL coming out of the Braves series into Boston early last week. They are now 3-4 in those games without Ketel Marte. And I can't remember, I believe before this whole thing started, they were still in they might have been like on the edge of the playoffs, but I thought they were still in the wild card, in one of those 3 wild card positions before this whole thing started with Ketel Marte. But obviously now they are on the outside looking in terms of all that. We'll get to more on that in just a few minutes. But first, let's get back to the sign stealing. Okay, and y'all know baseball is my favorite sport, and we've had these situations before. And yeah, I get, we had teams that were stealing signs electronically, and I don't believe in that. But I got no problem. I got absolutely no problem with whether it's players on the field, whether it's coaches on the field, stealing the other team's signs. That's what baseball is. It's what a lot of sports are. You can game your opponent by being smarter than they are, by seeing a tendency, whether that's a tendency in a pitcher or a tendency in a hitter. I mean, is that not what advanced scouting is all about? You see a pitch that a hitter is susceptible to, and you use that pitch to try to get him out. I know the Diamondbacks were complaining a little bit. Well, first let's hear from Merrill Kelly, because I absolutely do not agree with what Cousin Merrill has to say here.
We just thought he was relaying signs. We thought he had something on my changeup. We thought he was given. We just thought he was relaying signs. We thought he had something on my changeup. We thought he was given, especially the lefties. Every time I was throwing a changeup, we felt like he was relaying that. That's stealing signs is as old as baseball. I think, if it's a guy on second base and they see the grip in your glove, or if the hitters can see something that you're doing with your glove, I think that's fair game. I think guys have been doing that since the beginning of baseball. I think it's a little bush league when it comes from outside that. I think inside the lines is one thing. I think the guys that are standing outside the lines, I think it's a little bush league. And obviously if he has it, then other people will probably pick up on it as well. So I got to figure out and do better on my part to not give it away. That was probably the most egregious that I've seen from coaches. And like I said, everyone in this game is just trying to get an edge wherever they can. It's definitely not the first time a coach has relayed signs. But like I said, I think in that situation, I think it should stay between the players.
So now we're saying that only the players are allowed to steal signs? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. If you're out there, if you're a player, if you're a coach, everybody that's involved in that game, that's in a uniform on the field or in a uniform in the dugout, has a right to try to affect that game legally in any way that they can. So I love you, Cousin Merrill, but I disagree. I disagree that only players have the right to steal signs. Coaches can steal signs. Managers can steal signs. Anybody that's involved in that game has the right to be able to pick apart the opponent for whatever advantage is necessary to win a game. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Dragon, do you agree with Cousin Merrill there that just the players are the only ones that should be able to steal signs?
Well, based on the rules of sign stealing in baseball's rule book, Merrill Kelly's absolutely right, because external help includes people stationed in the stands, clubhouses, or off-field locations to relay signs and violates league directives. As far as I'm aware, those coaches' boxes are not in the field of play. Those are off-field spots.
Well, let's.
By definition of the rule, it's like the same thing as like it's like the same thing of trying
It's taking a lot of leeway with the rule that the coach's box is not in the field of play.
Listen, as somebody
can Nolan Arenado catch a foul ball standing in the middle of the coach's box? Can he?
He can.
Okay, well then it's in the field of play.
That's not the field of play though. If the ball lands in that spot, you can't play that ball.
Well, no, that's a completely different set of circumstances there. It's a foul ball for the batter, but the defense can still field that ball and get an out of it.
But they can't field it if it touches that spot on the ground where that coach's box is. Being
Correct.
in that area, you can't field if the ball hits that spot. But if you stand in it and you catch a fly ball in that spot, then it's an out. I think that again, it's a lot of people in baseball have this inane sense of loyalty to the quote unquote unwritten rules of baseball. And listen, any pitcher's going to be mad about his signs getting caught on to, because it just means that you're not good at hiding and keeping secrets. So Merrill Kelly just needs to learn to keep his signs to himself.
Exactly. You know, hold the ball correctly so that they can't figure out what you're doing, Cousin Merrill. But I disagree. I disagree with what he's saying there, that coaches, whether they're in the dugout or in the coach's box, cannot have that effect on the game. What say you? 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We're having sign stealing conversations again sign stealings. That's how I was brought up playing the game. We were sitting in the dugout and we tried to decipher the coach. We there was a bunch of us when I played high school ball that sat in the dugout when my first one at the varsity, I wasn't playing a whole lot, and we tried to see if we could figure out what the signs were. From the third base coach.
You were a spy.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Whatever you got to do to win, brother. Whatever you got to do to win. If we can figure out what the indicator was.
Whatever you've got to do to win.
Hey.
Refresh my memory, Cricket, but that's a phrase used by cheaters more often than not, isn't it?
That sounds like some mobster stuff. Sounds like The Sopranos.
Some mobster stuff. Wow. Okay. All right.
I watch too much TV.
Cricket joins us now. Cricket, have you ever stolen any signs?
No. Like, I thought you were talking about political signs. Like all the political signs that are still around everywhere. I thought that's what you were talking about. But no, I have not done that.
All right. I stole a street sign once.
When
I was pledging in college.
Like a Speedway Boulevard.
Speedway Boulevard,
okay.
like one of those. Yeah, exactly. We had to take it back. We had to take it back to the Big Brothers. They said, "Go get a street sign and bring it back to us." I was like, "Okay."
Was there a certain assignment, a certain sign, or just any sign?
I don't even remember what it was for. A particular brother. It might have had his name on it. It might have been it might have been a street sign with his name on it, and we had to go get it for him. So that's what we did.
Stealing signs.
Stealing signs. Hey, at least we weren't slinging coke like they're doing at Penn State.
Oh yeah, ouch! I saw that.
Oh boy.
How about that story right there?
That's a lot.
We thought the Sammies were doing bad stuff over at U of A. At least they're not doing. They don't have a coke ring set up at the Sammy house like they do down at Penn State.
I ain't rolling like Penn State. Man.
Well, there's not a whole lot to do out in Happy Valley, so I guess.
So
why not? It is out. I think I've said before, I almost took a job there. And one of the things was like, well, I don't know if I want to go live way out here because there is absolutely nothing except, at least here, it's like U of A is like the dominant thing here, but at least you have other stuff. You still feel like you're in a city. In a place like that, it's like Penn State is like, that's like all there is in Happy Valley. And I don't know that I could have done well in a setting like that, where it's just the college, and there's nothing else happening except for kids slinging rock.
There ain't nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do.
Nothing better
Happy
to
Valley.
do.
There you go.
Well, the team's predominant color is white, so it makes sense.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they have their white outs there at what's the name of the
Do they ever?
the stadium there? I don't even Yep, they do. Oh, yeah, they invented the whiteout. You know what a whiteout is, Cricket?
It's when everybody wears white.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They kind of invented that there, I think, at Penn State.
For real?
For real.
Oh.
For real. I don't know that if it was very many places. Well, I guess hockey kind of invented it, and then college. They kind of invented it, I think, on the college side. Or adopted it on the college side. All right. We don't want to think about doing illegal things, so let's think about something positive right now. Let's get positive with Cricket and her quote of the day.
Let me light my incense. The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain.
Ooh, no rain, no rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
If you, that's a good. I feel like I should know that one.
You'll say, "Oh, of course." The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain.
This has got to be somebody that was involved in weather, right?
Nope.
No.
But she is a ray of light. She is sunshine.
Madonna?
No. Madonna. Oh, she did do the song. She did do the song Ray of Light. Fair enough.
And I feel like I just got home.
Stop. The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain.
Dragon Ball.
That'd be the great Dolly Parton.
Yes. The late and great
I
Sweet
should
Dolly.
have known that.
A Sweet Dolly.
Yeah.
And Cricket, I've actually got one of Dolly myself here.
Yes.
Oh, sweetheart, don't. Please don't cry, or I will too. I have a strict policy that nobody cries alone in my presence.
She's an angel that walked among us.
Mm-hmm.
She just seemed like a wonderful person.
Dolly Parton died today at the age of 80. Yeah, we were at football camp when that news broke. So sad.
I know.
So sad. So if you have a favorite song from Dolly, do you have a favorite song?
I like
Dolly Parton.
Coat of Many Colors.
Coat of Many Colors. Dragon Ball, do you have one that you remember?
9 to 5 is
9 to
always
5.
my go-to for Dolly.
Yeah.
It's like everybody knows that song. It's such a classic.
That and Jolene is always, I think, going to be her best song.
I agree. When I was at when I was over at the TMC last week, one of the nurses' names was Jolene, and that's so that song was on my mind last week. Jolene, please don't steal my man. Please don't steal him because you can. Rest in peace to Dolly Parton. All right, if you have a favorite Dolly Parton song or want to talk about her, we'll take your calls on that as well. 520-848-1290. Cricket will be back with us in about an hour or so. We'll find out if she screwed another team up. Right now, she's getting you home every 20 minutes on your fives with your traffic and your weather.
We're working reported collisions. La Cholla near Ruthroff. It's a hit and run on La Cholla, south of Ruthroff. Collision 22nd and Kolb Road and 22nd Street. Area of Prince and Mountain Avenue and Prince Road. Police activity there. Please avoid the area of Prince Road and Mountain. An extreme heat warning in effect until 8 p.m. on Saturday. 111 tomorrow, 108 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's bringing back the joy of the good old days with 4 2016 favorites: the Naked Chicken Chalupa, Beefy Crunch Burrito, Mexi Melt, and Caramel Apple Empanada. Relive 2016 now at Taco Bell. Limited time at participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Tax extra.
Download our app. It slaps. Nobody covers Southern Arizona sports like we do. Don't miss out on any of the highlights, stories, and analysis. The flagship home for Arizona Wildcats athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Cookie wants to be a professional wrestler.
I'm Cookie Serratos, and I'm 11 years old.
She also wants to win all the medals. That's why Cookie and her family make every day count, squeezing out her best with Go-Go Squeeze.
Okay, Cookie, let's break for a Go-Go Squeeze.
Go-Go Squeeze Fruit on the Go pouches are a nutritious snack made from 100% fruit with no sugar added.
Go, Cookie!
Because when you nurture your kids, you squeeze out the best in them. Squeeze out the best with Go-Go Squeeze. Not a low-calorie food. Products range from 11 to 13 grams of sugar and 60 to 70 calories per serving.
Progressive presents the Museum of You.
We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, Compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed.
Some things should be history, but until then, you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The best time to recommit to your gut health goals? Right now. Take charge of your gut with Nature Made. Our clinically studied ingredients support digestive health. Digestive enzymes break down nutrients. Probiotic and prebiotic fiber nourish good gut bacteria. And super greens with probiotics empower daily digestive health. Try the full lineup of gut health support from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. It's August already, the month we shift our attention away from potholes and road construction and back to school traffic. And our shorter backpack-toting neighbors jumping from the corner bus stop through crosswalks and towards those big yellow buses. So eyes up, cell phones down, and stay alert. This month at Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we're getting drivers like you ready with all kinds of specials to keep the wheels on your bus going round and round. Specials like free brake inspections and all the tire brands you trust at prices that beat the warehouse clubs and national chains. And Jack Furrier has the budget-friendly brands to Arizona-proof your daily commute and make your daily driving, stopping, starting, and swerving so much better. So make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by for savings all month long at any of our 14 award-winning locations. And let's remember to keep our eyes up, cell phones down, and get everyone where they need to go safely. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Everyone loves a backyard barbecue, but who has the time? I'm Josh Bishop, owner of Fork and Fire in Oro Valley and Catalina. My brother, best friend, and I have been cooking for one another and our neighbors for years. And we still get to live our passion every day at Fork and Fire. In Oro Valley, you'll discover bold, smoky brisket, ribs, pulled pork, and many creative dishes paired with local craft beers on tap and specialty cocktails. Fork and Fire, your neighborhood backyard barbecue, where great food meets good times and strong community. Join us today at Fork and Fire, Oro Valley, and in Catalina.
Here's a chance for you to double your money with a sweet deal from Quisty Sandwiches. You can get a $50 gift certificate, and you pay just $25.
When you're craving something delicious and made with love, swing by Quisty Sandwiches, off-Broadway just east of Tucson Boulevard. They only use premium Italian imported meats and local freshly baked breads to craft each sandwich to your order with passion. Their house-made signature sauces add that special touch. Every sandwich on the menu is named after the people who inspired them, such as the Cha-Cha, Schoolyard, or the Baby Boy, all celebrating community and family. Whether you're in the mood for a hearty sandwich, a warmed panini, a fresh wrap, or a crisp salad, you'll find it all at Quisty's. Check out QuistySandwiches.com for the complete menu for ordering takeout or delivery and to join the rewards program. That's Quisty's, 2575 East Broadway. Simply delicious sandwiches.
And this Quisty Sandwiches sweet deal will go on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good. No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, the Mercury not going back to the postseason after they got to the finals last year. Let's talk about the Mercury and other things basketball with David Veenstra with Desert Wave Media up in the Valley. We've talked with him before. David, appreciate you joining us as always. This team got to the finals last year. There was a lot of high hopes with a lot of players coming back from that team. A season that did not start well and a last-ditch effort to maybe try to save it by going out and dealing for the uber popular and talented Kelsey Plum, but that did not work either. What, in your mind, is the biggest reason why this team is not going to the playoffs this year?
Yeah, I'd say it was kind of a bit of unluckiness, combined with sort of a poorly constructed roster. Dating back to the offseason, about 80% of the league were free agents. And basically Phoenix didn't sign any WNBA free agents during the offseason. They signed some international players, and some of those didn't pan out. Jovana Nogic played very well to begin the season, but then ended up having her contract suspended, going back overseas. Phoenix has had its fair share of injuries as well. The injury to Sammy Whitcomb to start the year was difficult. They lost Catherine Westfeld, who was a key contributor to their finals run last year, to the full season with the knee injury. So, a bit of unluckiness and just kind of a bit of a poorly constructed roster, not really taking full advantage of signing WNBA free agents.
I want to go back to what you just said there, because it kind of seems like, at least with Nate Wren, that's kind of been one of the ways he operates, is he likes to go and find those veterans overseas that have not played in the league yet. We've kind of joked about it on our show. It seems like they come up with these 29-year-old rookies every single year. Is that a philosophy you think can work, and is that a philosophy that you think will continue for this franchise?
Yeah, I think that it's a philosophy that's sort of going to have to continue for this franchise, because they don't have a first-round pick next season, and they traded that away to acquire Kelsey Plum, which we'll get to. So they're going to have to continue it, whether it's successful or not. But, you're kind of rolling the dice when you're signing these international players, because, for one, you're not sure if they're going to come over, when they're going to come over, physically how they're going to be feeling after they come over. A lot of them come over after long European seasons, and maybe they picked up injuries over there. So it's quite a bit of a gamble. It worked out very, very well for Phoenix last season with the signings of Monika Kalamikani and Catherine Westfeld, namely. But this season it hasn't worked out as well for Phoenix.
We're chatting with David Veenstra, Desert Wave Media. Mercury not going to the postseason. 6 games left to go, with a little bit of break in between for the International Women's Basketball Tournament that is happening in the month of September. You mentioned Kelsey Plum, and at the top I said uber popular player. Obviously, we had a lot of familiar with her here in the Pac-12 years, playing at the University of Washington. But is she a fit for this team moving forward, do you believe?
Yeah, with Kelsey Plum, she'll be making her home debut tonight. She played in 4 games, played well in those games, and then suffered a calf injury, which forced her to miss the next 2 games. She's going to be on a minutes restriction tonight. But kind of the issue with Kelsey is she's on an expiring contract, and the Mercury will be doing everything they can to leave a good impression and try to convince her to stay. She hasn't publicly given them any indication that she is coming back. During her introductory press conference, she said she's where her feet are, and there's a lot of work to be done, I think, for Phoenix to kind of try and convince her to stay. So really, like you said, Phoenix mathematically eliminated from the postseason, but they're playing for more than pride at this point. They're really playing to try to convince Kelsey Plum to stay and re-sign. They gave up Monika Kalamikani for her. They gave up a first-round pick in this next year's draft, which is a very good draft. They gave up a second-round pick as well. So, really the goal for Phoenix is trying to convince Kelsey Plum to stay.
You mentioned, obviously, the decision will go there about whether or not she comes back to this team moving forward. They decided to buy out DeWanna Bonner's contract earlier this week to maybe try to allow her to catch on with a playoff team down the stretch as her career kind of comes to an end. Is this when we one of the things we talk about on our show, obviously the roster was kind of old a few years ago when you were talking about Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner and such. They got a little bit younger when those players were no longer there, but then obviously you bring back a DeWanna Bonner, and Alyssa Thomas has been around this thing for a long time as well. Do they need to get younger?
Yeah, I think that Phoenix needs to get younger, and that's how you win in pro basketball. We saw Oklahoma City do that in the NBA, just acquiring assets, stockpiling draft picks, and we've seen Washington do that on the women's side, who coincidentally the Mercury are playing these next 2 games. Really, how you get good in pro basketball is by stockpiling assets, building it through the draft, and I think that's what Phoenix needs to do. I mean, their owner, Matt Ishbia, he may not like that.
He doesn't believe in assets.
He doesn't. No, he
believes in selling them away for established
players.
Players.
Yes, that's a bit of an issue, but I think that if Phoenix built like Washington did and acquired as many draft picks as they could and built through the draft, that would serve them well for the future, but it doesn't appear like they're going to do that.
David Veenstra, our guest, Desert Wave Media up in the Valley. He also covers the Arizona Wildcats, basketball, football. Now, if I'm not mistaken, David, you saw the club at the practice at the Suns facility before they went overseas?
Yeah, I've been covering the Arizona Wildcats, and really I've been impressed with them, especially during Saturday's game in Lithuania. The first game, they got off to this rough start. They shot 3 of 18 from 3, started 0 of 12. Defensively, they were poor in that game. Really just kind of came out flat. It didn't look like a Tommy Lloyd team, but they regrouped very, very well the next 2 games. In that game against Ukraine, Karchenkov had 24 points, 10 of 15 shooting. He looked really good. I'd say that really the surprise, though, of this Lithuania trip is Uggie, and really his play. We kind of knew that behind Krivas there'd be, an opening, an opportunity for some of these guys like Uggie, like Evan Otten, maybe even Endy to kind of, get the bulk of those bench minutes. But Uggie impressed me a lot, really. Offensively, moving up and down the court. On Saturday, he had 14 points, 8 rebounds in 18 minutes. Played really, really well, and it was kind of cool just playing in his hometown in Lithuania. And he was just talking about how amazing that experience that was. But over the 3 games, he averaged 14 points, 6 rebounds, shot 73% from the field, and played just about 18 minutes per game. So, yeah, super excited about Uggie, super excited about Karchenkov, how well he played during this trip. And, yeah, a lot to be really excited for Wildcat fans this upcoming season.
Yeah, Ugana Sevicic was really impressive, I think, in that trip. And we'll kind of see, coming off that back injury and missing the majority of last year in Nebraska, how that translates into this year. It's going to be a different, like you mentioned, guys coming off the bench, big men coming off the bench. It's going to be a different look for Arizona, and I'm kind of curious how that's going to translate. They kind of built the most recent teams off a little bit more physical style with guys like Koa Pete and Tobe Awaka. Now it may be a little bit more of a finesse European style with what they've got right now, with the situation involving RJ Godfrey still very much up in the air. He did not play on the European tour and is not eligible to play currently. If he will become eligible, that will help in terms of the physicalness. And if he does not, then we might see a finesse front court for the Arizona Wildcats as we move forward into the 2026-2027 season. Our guest is David Veenstra, Desert Wave Media. David, I know that you I don't know if you cover the Diamondbacks specifically. We've obviously been talking a lot about that situation there. It's not the Diamondbacks unless there's some type of drama involved. So I'm going to ask you about the 2 latest dramas since you're up there. 1, do you think Cattell plays again for this team? 2, do you believe, I said earlier in the show, I don't agree with what Merrill Kelly said last night about only players are allowed to steal signs. I think as long as you're in a uniform and you're a part of the whether you're a coach on the field or whether you're a coach or a player in the dugout. I played a lot of baseball. When I was growing up, we always tried to see if we could figure out what the signs for the other team were when we were sitting in the dugout and whatnot. I mean, if you're out on the field, you have a right to try to steal the signs. So I disagree with what Merrill Kelly said last night, that only the players should be the ones trying to steal signs.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you on that. He was calling the sign stealing Bush League, and I think it's just part of the game. I mean, as long as you're not electronically stealing signs like the Astros did, I think it's all fair game and stuff. And I think, if you're going to steal signs, then, or if you're going to have someone steal signs, then, that just shows that you need to be better. You need to take preventive action. We saw Roki Sasaki after the All-Star break, the Dodgers pitcher. He moved to using this bigger glove just so other teams couldn't steal signs from him. And, I think that there's no excuse for, pitching poorly and blaming stealing signs. I think that, it's just something that you shouldn't blame for. And, yeah, I agree with you. I think that, stealing signs is fair game as long as you're not doing it electronically.
Does Cattell play again for this team?
Yeah, I think Cattell plays again for this team.
Does he play next year? Does he play next year for this team?
Yeah, I think he's going to play next year for this team, and I think he's going to play for the Arizona Diamondbacks for the long haul. I think that as much as a headache it is for Torey Lovullo and Mike Hazen, they know that they can't necessarily trade him because a player like that, you're not going to get anywhere near the value back in the trade. So they're a little bit stuck with him. They can't move him. As frustrating as it is. So, yeah, I do think they need to hold him more accountable, though. I think they're kind of enabling this type of behavior from Marte, but I think that he's going to play again for the Diamondbacks this season, and I think he's going to play for Arizona next season as well.
All right. David Veenstra covers all things up in the Valley, Mercury, Wildcats, and opinions on all for Desert Wave Media and ArizonaSports.com. David, appreciate you taking some time to join us. We will talk again down the road.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure.
David Veenstra, Desert Wave Media, ArizonaSports.com. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Want to get your thoughts on that. In fact, I think I'm going to put that up as my question of the day today. Do you agree with Cousin Merrill that only players should be allowed to steal signs? We'll keep it specific to baseball. Players in the game or on the field, and does that again? If he's saying only players, there's half the team is in the dugout. Are they allowed to steal signs? Is it only the players on the field? And in that respect, there's really, there's the only player quote. There's only maybe one or two players from the other team. There's the guy in the batter's box, and there might be a guy or two or three on the base pass. Are they the only four players that are allowed to try to steal signs? Or if you're talking players, is that all the players, including the guys in the dugout? And if the guys in the dugout can steal signs, then why can't the guys or a coach in the coach's box be able to steal your signs? 520-848-1290. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. We've got collisions reported Ina and First Avenue and Ina. In Oro Valley, Oracle and McGee and Oracle. Also crashed 22nd Street and Kolb Road. Prince and Mountain Avenue and Prince Road. Police activity in that area. Please avoid Mountain Avenue and Prince Road. Also, we've got some backups on Campbell southbound at Prince. An extreme heat warning in effect until 8 p.m. Saturday, 111 tomorrow, 108 now. And that's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies. Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now from $699 with exclusive student pricing from $599. Find PCs built for you at Dell.com/deals.
The Cup is coming home.
Firing caught. Touchdown Arizona. Braden Stooks picks it off, takes it right away. The Cats win the Cup. They win their 9th game of the season, and they do it emphatically.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Progressive presents the Museum of You.
We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed.
Some things should be history, but until then, you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The best time to recommit to your gut health goals? Right now. Take charge of your gut with Nature Made. Our clinically studied ingredients support digestive health. Digestive enzymes break down nutrients. Probiotic and prebiotic fiber nourish good gut bacteria. And super greens with probiotics empower daily digestive health. Try the full lineup of gut health support from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is a commercial with real words about Tobacco Barn, so let's get straight to the point. Tobacco Barn slices up to 40% off all your favorite tobacco products. You pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation.
Are you kidding me right now?
A rare chance to tell the taxman no.
No.
No. Plus, at TobaccoBarnTucson.com, there's a coupon that can save you up to another $3. So check out the website.
This is a great moment in internet history.
Anyway, back to the main point.
What's going on around here?
Tobacco Barn slices up to 40% off all your favorite tobacco products. You can keep your city and state sales tax away from the taxman.
Ooh, that one hurt.
And save another $3 with the coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. It's August already, the month we shift our attention away from potholes and road construction and back to school traffic. And our shorter backpack-toting neighbors jumping from the corner bus stop through crosswalks and towards those big yellow buses. So eyes up, cell phones down, and stay alert. This month at Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we're getting drivers like you ready with all kinds of specials to keep the wheels on your bus going round and round. Specials like free brake inspections and all the tire brands you trust at prices that beat the warehouse clubs and national chains. And Jack Furrier has the budget-friendly brands to Arizona-proof your daily commute and make your daily driving, stopping, starting, and swerving so much better. So make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by for savings all month long at any of our 14 award-winning locations. And let's remember to keep our eyes up, cell phones down, and get everyone where they need to go safely. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Surprise. Wait, do I know you? You use your Discover Cashback card to earn 5% cashback on restaurants all quarter.
Yeah.
Now, it's payback time.
Whoa, hold on.
Go ahead.
Oh, you mean my Discover Cashback.
I told you there'd be payback.
You know, you have a weird way of delivering good news.
I'm working on that.
Activate and earn 5% cash back at different categories each quarter on up to $1,500 in purchases.
Terms apply. See discover.com/5 for details.
Save 20% at Kohl's Friends and Family Sale. And suddenly, your home's a fall destination. You start greeting guests like they're checking into a bed and breakfast, offering foliage tours of the new throw on the couch, and suggesting local attractions like your Martha Stewart Dutch oven. Save on fall prep and more at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. 5 stars. Would shop again. Select styles. Offer ends August 30th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Chumba Casino, your online casino for play, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. The Philadelphia Phillies had their season-high 9-game winning streak come to an end last night at the hands of the Seattle Mariners and Cal Raleigh, who may have come out of his season-long slump hitting 3 home runs. The Mariners are just 3 games back of the AL wildcard. I'm Adam Abdallah.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Last week, New York was trading at 10% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out $989 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market. As the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus only, must be present in state where it is legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. Bonus credits do not expire. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Isn't it fitting that on the night that we bet the Phillies to blast the Mariners, that's the night that Cal Raleigh decides to be Cal Raleigh 2025?
You think? Fly ball, right field, Harper can't make the catch. It's a 3-homer game. Cal
3 home runs for Cal Raleigh. When we had the Phillies, it wouldn't have mattered what we did with that bet. Whether we instead of just taking the Phillies on the money line, we took the Phillies on the run line minus the 1.5. It would not have mattered because the Mariners crushed them to stop their 9-game winning streak. 9-2 the final. Cal Raleigh, who I don't know if he'd hit 3 home runs all season.
I'd gone into him a little bit about not doing that.
You don't think he'd hit 3 home runs all season? He hits 3 home runs in 1 game. First time, I'm surprised. That's the first time in his career that Cal Raleigh has hit 3 home runs in a game.
It's not really that surprising considering, again, Cal Raleigh before last season's breakout year, he really was kind of a middle of the road, like everyday catcher. He wasn't necessarily a superstar. It's just that last season was kind of an anomaly. And now he's got a little bit of that swing back for one night.
For one night, Cal Raleigh. It was Cal Raleigh. The wrong night for our pocketbooks as we take an L on that one right there. Okay, well, we'll see. Let's see what we got tonight. I believe this is another baseball game, and I think it's already started.
Pat Boyle here to help you beat the books at Westwood One Sports. Paul Skeens returns to the bump tonight, and I'll be fading him again. It's clear over his past few starts that Skeens is making major tweaks to his mechanics to try and rediscover his velocity. The Pirates are also taking it easy with his pitch count. Hasn't thrown more than 81 pitches his last 2 starts. Hasn't made it more than 5 innings in his last 4. His over-under outs tonight against the Padres is 15.5, a.k.a. 5 1/3 innings. I'm taking the under. I think it'll be another relatively short outing for Skeens. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
All right, so what's going on with your boy? Paul Skeens.
He's not necessarily in the best of shape based on what we saw from the pictures of him and his girlfriend on the beach.
He and Livy hanging out too much in places that are not conducive to staying in shape.
I hate to go ahead and quote the guy, my man Bane here, but I feel like I have to. Victory has cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you.
Is Victory having a hot girlfriend? Is that what the victory is there?
Cy Young, hot girlfriend. I mean, he's going to eventually be getting probably a very steep contract with who, I don't know. I'm hoping it's the Pirates, but knowing baseball, probably not. That is if we even play baseball next year anyway, but that's beside the point.
Man, you had to go there. You had to go there.
And we can't keep kicking the can down the road, DK. We have to address the elephant in the room.
Well, I'd rather wait. I'd rather not address that elephant just yet.
Here's the thing: Have you already done your Christmas shopping yet?
No.
Okay, because you're going to need to here because it's 4 months away.
Wow.
Got to start spreading the paycheck out a little bit.
Oh, man.
And guess what? That's when this deal also ends for the CBA is in December. So get ready for your other Christmas gift.
Okay.
No baseball.
All right, so the play here was Paul Skeens, how many outs he would get in this game. I did not look this up beforehand, so I'm trying to look it up now, and of course I can't find it. But under, so I think it's under 15 outs. So they're saying essentially he's not going to pitch past the fifth inning.
Beyond the 5th inning.
Yeah, you think that's a good play tonight?
He hasn't pitched well, and the last time that he was pitching, I mean, I believe I want to say that the last time he went beyond 6 innings, you have to go all the way back to before July. So 7 innings was the last time he did it against the Guardians on 7/19. So that's the last time he went 7 innings deep. And after that, he's just been 5 innings, 4 innings, 5 innings, 5 innings, 4 innings. Yep. So I would say probably a good bet. He did skip his last start, if my memory serves me correctly. So we'll have to wait and see if he gets back on his usual track.
So I'm seeing right now that's at 16.5. You have to get it's 16.5 over under right now. Under 16.5, which would be 5 1/3. Well, we're talking 17. So you got to be under 16 outs. So that would be 5 1/3 innings. So that would be minus 105. So man, yeah, against the Padres too. I think that on the road, that I think that's a good play. So we'll take that one there. We'll take Paul Skeens under 16.5 outs at minus 105 tonight in a game that starts at 6:40. We also have a play currently on the Yankees game that is in progress, and that is Cody Bellinger over 1.5 total bases tonight. Cody Bellinger over 1.5 total bases for the Yankees. He's coming off injury as well. So they are playing the Astros. They are currently down in that game by a score of 1-0. So Cody Bellinger over 1.5 total bases tonight for the Yankees, who come in 18 games over 500. So far, let me see what we got here right now. Cody Bellinger is 0 for 1. So he's out in his first at-bat. So still plenty of game there. Mm-hmm. All right, quickly before we get to Dragon Ball, we've got some breaking news. So let's do that. Breaking news on Wildcats Radio 1290. So the SEC has released another statement within the last hour. Following meetings with the presidents, chancellors, and athletic directors of the Southeastern Conference, the SEC will enforce the following policy. An SEC institution is not permitted to have an athlete on its roster who has, 1, previously declared for the NFL, NBA, or WNBA draft and did not appropriately withdraw. 2, signed a contract with an NFL or other professional league team, NBA G League or WNBA or affiliate team, or 3, has been listed on an NFL or other professional football league, NBA G League or WNBA roster. So that would essentially preclude Daquan Warren or Walker or whatever, right? Daquan Wright for leaving the Cleveland Browns and playing for the LSU Tigers. The commissioner is authorized to enforce this expectation with penalties against member institutions. So there you go. The SEC saying no way, no how to these kids coming out of the NFL camps and playing playing back in college this season.
Now, I hate to play the lawyer in regards to this, but let's go ahead and ask this question. Are they technically considered rosters if they aren't finalized?
What do you
The NFL roster is finalized at 53 members.
Man, yeah.
If you didn't make the 53-man roster, technically you're not on the finalized roster.
But you would have had a contract to have been in camp. Because you would have had a contract. So that would fall under 1. Signed a contract with an NFL, NBA G League, or WNBA team. So I think that would because you have to be under contract to be in camp. So I think that would be okay there in terms of enforcing. Now,
right?
Will these 18 guys or whatever 16 guys, will they now sue the SEC? Will they take the SEC court to get that? Maybe get a stay of some sort on that? Who knows? But that's what the SEC says they're going to enforce. So the only difference, this is essentially what the Big Ten said they were going to do, except the SEC added the language for basketball. And I guess what the Big Ten came out with does not have the language for the NBA and the WNBA. It just has the NFL. And none of this apparently has any language for Major League Baseball. So I don't know.
Baseball is going to be a whole nother
exactly.
Monster to have to deal with later. But like we did with the CBA, let's just kick that down the can for a little bit.
Right. 520-848-1290 if you want to get in on that, what you think the SEC did today in terms of precluding people with professional aspirations or have been into camps from coming back to play in college. Dragon Ball is here with much more happening in sports here in Southern Arizona. He's also got sports happening around the world.
And looking around, despite the depth at running back position for the University of Arizona Wildcats this season, one guy standing out among many, Kedrick Risano, is going to be selected as this year's Doak Walker Award preseason watch list. Now remember, the Doak Walker Award goes to the nation's most outstanding running back, and the senior's looking to build off a season where he finished 8th in the Big 12 with 9 rushing touchdowns just last season. And not a great start to the next series for the Diamondbacks. They end up getting shut out by the Cubs in a lopsided finish, which was capped off with back-to-back homers by Michael Conforto and then this long ball by cousin Carson Kelly in the 6th inning.
And Carson Kelly sends one to the seats. And the Cubs go back-to-back. They lead it 5-0.
The Cubs ended up scoring 2 more in the 7th, with both teams looking to get a win in the second game. Brandon Pfaadt getting the start today against Clay Holmes. That game starts at 6:40 p.m. Despite videos going around social media right now, Bengals star wideout Ja'Marr Chase says that he is fine and that fans can rest easy as his knee injury was nothing but a hyperextension. Again, Chase went down in a non-contact play during a practice today with the Bengals after a cut during wide receiver drills. He limped off the field in visible pain afterwards, but Chase afterwards spoke saying that he is fine and he could have returned to the field, but the team held him out mostly as a precaution. I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
The jungle has moved afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from noon till 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Collisions reported Park and Benson Highway and Park Avenue, some westbound slowing. Oro Valley, Oracle, and McGee, which is a busy intersection in the first place, and a collision reported at Oracle and McGee. Also in the clearing stages, 22nd Street and Kolb Road. And we've got an extreme heat warning in effect until 8 p.m. Saturday, 111 tomorrow, 108 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's bringing back the joy of the good old days with 4 2016 favorites: the Naked Chicken Chalupa, Beefy Crunch Burrito, Mexi Melt, and Caramel Apple Empanada. Relive 2016 now at Taco Bell. Limited time at participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Tax extra.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Your old AC unit is the most expensive thing in your house this summer. Replace it now and get $1,000 off from Picture Rocks Cooling and up to $720 in rebates. Along with our 1-year money-back guarantee, that's the smartest move you'll make this summer. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748 or PictureRocksCooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, heating and plumbing.
Here's a chance for you to double your money with a sweet deal from Quisty Sandwiches. You can get a $50 gift certificate, and you pay just $25.
When you're craving something delicious and made with love, swing by Quisty Sandwiches, off Broadway just east of Tucson Boulevard. They only use premium Italian imported meats and local freshly baked breads to craft each sandwich to your order with passion. Their house-made signature sauces add that special touch. Every sandwich on the menu is named after the people who inspired them, such as the Cha-Cha, Schoolyard, or the Baby Boy, all celebrating community and family. Whether you're in the mood for a hearty sandwich, a warmed panini, a fresh wrap, or a crisp salad, you'll find it all at Quisty's. Check out QuistySandwiches.com for the complete menu for ordering takeout or delivery and to join the rewards program. That's Quisty's, 2575 East Broadway. Simply delicious sandwiches.
And this Quisty Sandwiches sweet deal will go on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
Hi, you know me, Scott Lehman from ScottSaysYes.com. Check out this month's Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar powered by Premier Auto Center.
Visit the Wildcats Radio 1290 community calendar at wildcatsradio1290.com to find out what community events are coming up in the Tucson area. You can also find Wildcats Radio 1290 events, upcoming sporting events, and more. Get the details and get involved with our community at wildcatsradio1290.com.
Go to ScottSaysYes.com today.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
Nobody covers your cats like we do.
Headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slap it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
In this market, you're either a follower or a leader. While followers settle for the average, Cumulus Digital gives leaders the edge, beating industry averages by 25%. Go to cumulusdigital.com, fill out the form, and take the lead.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, so we have it up right now as our question of the day. Head on over to our Twitter account, Wildcats1290. You can vote. Do you agree with what Diamondbacks starting pitcher Merrill Kelly said Monday night? In case you did not hear that, I'm going to play it for you here once again. What Merrill Kelly said after there was the kerfuffle with the Diamondbacks and the Cubs over sign stealing. Here's what Merrill had to say.
We thought he was relaying signs. We thought he had something on my changeup. We thought he was given. We just thought he was relaying signs. We thought he had something on my changeup. We thought he was given, especially the lefties. Every time I was throwing a changeup, we felt like he was relaying that. You know, that's stealing signs is as old as baseball. You know, I think, you know, if it's a guy on second base and they see the grip in your glove, or if the hitters can see something that you're doing with your glove, you know, I think that's fair game. I think guys have been doing that since the beginning of baseball. I think it's a little bush league when it comes from outside that. I think inside the lines is one thing. I think the guys that are standing outside the lines, I think it's a little bush league. And obviously if he has it, then other people will probably pick up on it as well. So I got to figure out and do better on my part to not give it away. That was probably the most egregious that I've seen from coaches. And like I said, you know, everyone in this game is trying to get an edge wherever they can. It's definitely not the first time a coach has relayed signs. But like I said, I think in that situation, I think it should stay between the players.
All right, so let me throw this one at you as well. So he was upset because the Cubs third base coach, who was standing outside the lines, was stealing his signs. So if there's a runner on third base, okay, who's in the game, but is when you're taking your lead off third base, again, we're getting very into the technical minutia here. You're taking your lead off third base. You're outside the lines. You're probably standing closer to Merrill Kelly by a few feet than that coach is. Can that player on third base not attempt to steal your signs in that instance? So we've got this up right now over at WildcatsRadio1290.com or Wildcats1290, at Wildcats1290. That is our Twitter account. Do you agree with what Merrill Kelly said there, that only players and not coaches should be attempting to steal signs? 520-848-1290. Head on over to our Twitter account at Wildcats1290. You can vote in our poll there. DW checks in on the text groove. He says, so the coaches standing in the coaches box give signs to the batters, to the runners on base, but they're not allowed to steal signs? Yeah, I agree. I agree absolutely with you, DW, right there. And that's what I go back to when I was talking about when I was growing up and playing in high school. You know, we were coaches at third base. He's giving the signs to the batter. Now, I don't know if they do that in the major leagues anymore. I know that now in college baseball, they've got, the batters have the headsets and stuff, and so the signs are given electronically. But which I don't know that I agree with that part, but I know that's an advancement in the game as well. That's a whole other rabbit hole we can go down at another time. But yeah, the coach is standing in the box. He's giving the signs. We're trying to pick off the indicator to find out if somebody's about to steal a base or something of that nature. So that guy can't in turn steal signs? I agree, D-Dub. I think absolutely that coach should be allowed, and that is not. I have absolutely no problem with that. 520-848-1290 is the number for you to get in on the program. Head on over to our Twitter page at Wildcats1290, and you can vote in that question of the day poll on that, which just went up. All right. Let's we never got back to, since we're talking Diamondbacks, the latest from Ketel Marte. Ketel obviously still has not addressed his teammates regarding everything that happened last week. And he was manager Torey Lovullo was asked by the great Jody Jackson, who covers the team on the Diamondbacks TV and for a long time Fox Sports Arizona and such. What if the longer that Ketel Marte goes without addressing his teammates, does it become harder for him to come back into the clubhouse? This is what Torey Lovullo had to say about that.
Probably depends on the individual. Yeah, we're trying to create the softest space for him to reemerge back into this environment, and that's up to him however he wants to do it. I cannot force a human being to do something that I want to do or anybody in this room wants to do or a fan wants to do. One of the things that made Ketel such an extraordinary player is that he goes to the beat of his own drum, and I respect that. And I don't know some of the answers to that question because I've talked to just about every player, and I know how they feel. But it's a very individualized situation. How are you taking this day by day, and what are you willing to do to help? Is the mindset in that clubhouse. With Ketel, he's very private and he's very quiet, and it's hard to extract information from him. And we all know that we can retreat if we go back to disagreements that we've had with loved ones or family members, brothers, sisters, parents. Sometimes you pull back and you want to just retreat and survey. Maybe that's what he's done. So I have not talked to him, but the one day at Salt River, and I'm allowing him to have his space. When it's time, it'll be time.
He is really, God bless Torey Lovullo. He is really, he understands. I think Torey has a full understanding that this guy has us by the balls. This guy has us by the balls. It's like kind of like our guy David Veenstra said, we can't really trade him. We're not going to give him away. We're not going to cut him. So we've just got to figure out a way to make this as amenable for everybody that's involved. Him, the other 25, 24 guys in this clubhouse, and the rest of the staff and management of this franchise. We got to figure out a way to get through this because he's our best player, and we're going nowhere, whether that's this year, next year, the year after that. We're probably going nowhere without him. I've never heard more diplomatic answers in the last week and a half than I've heard from Torey Lovullo. And I like Torey Lovullo. I am a huge Torey Lovello fan. But I sometimes wonder, again, this is 2026, okay? I sometimes wonder, what would Billy Martin have said? What would Lou Piniella have said?
Billy Martin would have said something that would have gotten him fired. That's what Billy Martin would have said.
I mean, Billy Martin was the guy that confronted. How many times did he confront Reggie Jackson? He had to be pulled off Reggie Jackson. For those of you that maybe are too young to remember that, they had to pull Billy Martin off Reggie Jackson, his star player, because Reggie wasn't doing it the way that Billy Martin felt that it should be done. And man, that's the baseball I grew up with. When let's go. Let's like you talked about the other day, Jim Leland getting into Barry Bonds' face. That was maybe the beginning of the end of that era of where managers could get on guys like that in public. Because now you think Torey would ever do that? I mean, and granted, that's not Torey. That's never been Torey Lovello's demeanor. Like, he's not that guy. I'm trying to think of a manager now, just off the top of my head, who has that style of demeanor of a Billy Martin, a Jim Leland, an Earl Weaver, like a get who right now is the get in your face manager in Major League Baseball? Is there one? Is there a guy? I don't know that there is right now in this age of 2026, in this social media era where we coddle these athletes like they're with kid gloves, like they're glass, and we can't drop them because they'll break. I don't know that there is a manager in baseball right now who would get up in Ketel Marte's face and tell him off, or tell him, get your ass to the clubhouse today and get up in front of your team and be accountable for what has happened the last 7 days.
I can give you the reason why that doesn't happen anymore. So Jim Leland, his best player when he was managing the Pirates, was Barry Bonds. Do you want me to tell you how much Barry Bonds earned over the course of his entire career in Pittsburgh?
How much?
From 86 to 92, we're just talking 6 years, Barry only earned $7.94 million. And $4 million of that came in the last year when he was there. How much do you think Ketel Marte is making this season alone?
But, that was, $8 million back when Barry was in Pittsburgh. I mean, is that not the equivalent, you think, now to what
over 6 years? Over 6 years, he earned that much. $4.7 million of that came in 1992 after the Pirates and Barry had to settle arbitration in 91. Marte earns $14 million just this season.
Yeah, but I don't know if you can compare these salaries now to the salaries 30 years ago.
There's only one other thing that inflates like money, and that's ego, my friend. And player egos inflate just as much as the salaries do.
I don't know if you can compare the money side of that, because I think if what Barry, because I'd have to look and see exactly where Barry was in his career at that point as it relates to Ketel.
He was an MVP.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so let's put Barry in that position. If he was playing now, he would be making probably more than Ketel Marte style money. But again, and like you said, he was an MVP at that point. Ketel Marte is not sniffed in a most valuable player award. And that manager was getting on the MVP because he wasn't doing things the right way. All right, we'll get more into this. 520-848-1290. Cricket rejoins us now. She's like leaning over like, what in the hell are they talking about?
Money.
Over there. Money. Coddled athletes.
Money, egos.
Players not understanding that stealing signs is a part of the game. I mean, where are we going? Like I over the weekend I was like, it might be. I know that I'm getting close to the end of my career because I can't put up with this the nonsense that we're seeing on a daily basis with some of these professional athletes. I mean, come on now.
Cricket DK's at that point in his sports broadcasting career was like, these kids,
get off my lawn. Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Get in there and apologize to your sisters.
Say you're sorry. So we're all grumpy. Well, me and you is what you're saying.
Oh, I'm grumpy too. I just keep it contained.
Oh, I was gonna say
I keep it.
grumpy.
I keep it bottled in. That way, it creates some kind of a long suppressed aneurysm before too long.
Oh my gosh!
That sounds
what?
terrible.
Holy mackerel!
That sounds terrible.
How do we get to aneurysms?
It happens.
Oh my goodness!
He just keeps it all bottled inside.
Talk to your therapist.
Oh my
Talk
gosh!
to your therapist.
Nah, maybe you need to get another massage or something.
He don't like that.
No. I'll get sick again.
I don't blame you.
Oh man, that's I can't. Getting sick from that still boggles my mind. Dragon Ball, that you got sick from a massage.
This is another reason why I don't want a massage. I don't want to get sick.
Okay.
Weird people touching me. Not weird people, but strangers.
Okay.
It just is weird to me. I'm the only person, me and Dragon Ball, the only people in the world that don't want a massage.
Really?
Probably
It
more than us, but we're the only people that are audible in the room with that situation.
That's fair. Yeah.
All right. So, cricket.
Yes.
Cricket picked the Phillies to beat the Mariners last night.
Yeah. Oh, nice buzzer.
That was not good.
Yeah, I know it was. No.
Cal Raleigh, did you hear what happened? So Cal Raleigh, who's like the best player on the Mariners, he's not had a good year. But he hit 3 home runs last night.
But he had a good night
last night. He had a good night last night because we were betting against them.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Mariners.
That's what happens. When we bet against a team, they always seem to come up and win. All right, so let's figure out. It's time for... What's
Pick
it time
it
for?
with Cricket.
Yeah.
Come on, Cricket. It's time to pick it.
Yes, sir. It's our game show music.
All right. Women's basketball tonight.
Okay.
Mystics. Mercury.
I'll pick the Mystics.
Mystics.
I bet against them previously. Mystics and the Aces played, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was.
And I picked the Aces.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with the Mystics this time.
Okay, well, the Mercury is the home team, right? So you just picked against the home team.
I just bet against. Okay.
You just bet against the home team.
Sorry.
Well, you didn't bet. You picked against the home team.
Okay, fair enough.
But that's okay because they're not very good this year anyway.
They'll probably win. Because we say that. Probably win.
That's how it works with us now because the Mystics are coming in here pretty hot, 22-15 on the season. They are going to the postseason. The Mercury or not. Cricket picks the Mystics. We'll find out tomorrow if she was right. Just play that one more time. I just want to hear it. I just love that.
Pick it with Cricket.
We're bouncing around.
That might be one of the best things J-Dub's ever done. Is come up with this thing here.
The music is great. Whose voice is that?
The singing or
who's the big voice guy?
Oh no, the guy that does
the big voice guy.
Our new big voice guy.
I like the big voice guy.
He's okay. I'm not in love with the big voice guy.
What?
I probably shouldn't be saying that.
You should not say that out loud. That was your outside voice.
Exactly.
Just saying.
Right. All right, let's get cricket and get the people home every 20 minutes on the 5 with traffic and weather.
And we're working reported collisions. Alvernon near Irvington, south of Irvington on Alvernon. Colossal Cave Road, south of the railroad tracks. 5th Street and Alvernon, a collision. Also, road work continues on 5th Street Country Club to Wilmot. Completion mid-2027. Earlier wreck, Park Avenue and Benson Highway. An extreme heat warning in effect until 8 p.m. Saturday, 1:11. Tomorrow, 1:06 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. If you work in logistics, you know nothing moves without you. Companies need skilled people now, and Express Employment Professionals can help you find contract or full-time work that fits at no cost to you. Visit ExpressPros.com. Get support, get options, and get to work.
Hey, it's David Kelly, DK on the Sports Tip. Don't forget to download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. It slaps. We've got full coverage of the Wildcats, the Suns, the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks, Pima College. Download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app today.
3 little words no parent wants to hear.
My tummy hurts.
And it always seems to happen at the worst times. Like in the middle of the morning rush, when you still have homework to check and lunches to pack, and of course, you're already late for work. Luckily, there's Pepto Kids. Pepto Kids chewables provide fast relief for common stomach issues, turning those 3 words into these 3 words.
I feel better.
Bad time for stomach upsets? Good time for Pepto Kids chewables. Fast relief for little tummies. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. Smell unstoppable all day long. Try Unstoppable's laundry scent boosters for as low as $5. The Indiana Fever have the highest scoring offense in the WNBA, and they continue to put up historic performances. On Sunday night, the Fever knocked down a franchise record 18 three-pointers in their 113-90 road victory over the Chicago Sky. Indiana's backcourt duo of Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell combined for 67 points in the win. Clark knocked down a career-high 8 three-pointers and dealt out 10 assists as her squad rebounded from 2 straight losses.
I looked at it as a positive, like, we get to go play again. Like, let's go win. And then, we have a couple of days off and we have one more before the break, and it's all about how you just view it.
Clark and the Fever now have a 25-14 record on the season, and they are not back in action until Friday when they'll host the Connecticut Sun. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Maggie Gray on Westwood One.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Mr. Big-Time Capital One Bank guy.
Mom, please.
Well, look at this Capital One Cafe. I just might move in.
Or just drop by. Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week.
I could put my spoon collection right here by the ATM, yes.
Wow, you weren't kidding, Mom.
I never kid about the spoon collection, son. Oh, hey, what's that thing you always say?
There's no fees or minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
No, the other one.
What's in your wallet?
Oh, that's my boy.
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bank guide for details. Capital One and member FDIC.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000.
Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to partner with the 9/11 Tower Challenge Foundation in memorializing the brave first responders who ran toward danger and the military families who bore the burden of the war on terror. Join us at the Tucson Convention Center, September 11th, to climb 2,071 steps. Pre-registration is required and may be completed at 911-towerchallenge.org. Registration is $40 per person, with 100% of the proceeds benefiting the first responders and military charities in Southern Arizona.
Here's a chance for you to double your money with a sweet deal from the Copper Country Music Fest. You can get 2 general admission tickets for just $65, originally $130.
The second annual Copper Country Music Fest rides into the Casa Grande Rodeo Grounds on Saturday, October 17th from noon till 11 p.m. Experience a full day of live music featuring the Randy Rogers Band, Tyler Nance, Nolene Hoffman, and 9 more country music acts. Enjoy shopping from unique Western lifestyle vendors offering custom cowboy hats, jewelry, and more. Stay on the land and wake up to the music with on-site camping. Make it a full weekend with a Friday night campfire acoustic series. Featuring performances from the Cruz Brothers, Taylor Honeycutt, and Lacey Roche. Camping packages and tickets are on sale at coppercountrymusicfest.com. Don't miss the Copper Country Music Fest, October 17th in Casa Grande.
And this sweet deal will go on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
From work to errands to family life, your car takes a beating. At Recon Auto Detailing, we don't just protect it, we maintain it.
They installed my ceramic coating in shop, and now their mobile team keeps it looking brand new, right in my driveway.
Ceramic coatings, PPF, tint, all installed professionally at Recon Auto Detailing. And with our mobile detailing, we keep that fresh, protected look mile after mile. One-stop shop, zero hassle. That's Recon Auto Detailing, Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
Did you know that driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal? Driving high will get you a DUI. And if you're wondering if law enforcement can tell you're driving high, well, everyone else can. Friends?
I can tell you drove high.
Parents?
I can tell when you drive high.
Relatives?
I can tell. You drove here high, didn't you?
So what makes you think law enforcement can't?
I can tell.
If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
The best time to recommit to your gut health goals? Right now. Take charge of your gut with Nature Made. Our clinically studied ingredients support digestive health. Digestive enzymes break down nutrients. Probiotic and prebiotic fiber nourish good gut bacteria. And super greens with probiotics empower daily digestive health. Try the full lineup of gut health support from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, so we're talking about Torey Lovullo in that last segment. And one of the things that Torey said was that he had spoken with every player in the clubhouse in terms of the Ketel Marte situation, and he knows how they all feel. Well, we didn't get to this last week, but Kevin Ginkel, when the team got back on Friday, spoke about it in the clubhouse. And Kevin, obviously, Arizona Wildcat class of 2016, helped lead the team to within one win of a 5th national championship that year, losing to Coastal Carolina. Here's what Kevin Ginkel had to say when he was asked about the situation involving Ketel Marte. Again, this was on Friday prior to the game.
For us to go where we want to go, we got to have him here. You know, it's disappointing how the things that happened. You know, there's really no explanation for it, but you know, we've got 30 some games left here, and hopefully we can get him back here and, you know, give us a nice little push into the playoffs.
Are you expecting an explanation from him at some point?
I think it'd be nice to hear it for sure. You know, I think a lot of players are kind of frustrated with how it just happened, but yeah, I think first and foremost it's him getting his knee right and mentally being in a good place to where he can come back and help contribute for us.
All right, that was Kevin Ginkel talking about the situation, saying, yeah, it would be nice to hear it. Be nice to hear his side of it, but first and foremost, getting his knee right. And so it appears to this point that this is not anything that's going to happen until he's ready to be activated off the injured list. And now, of course, he's not only got to answer for that, but he's got to answer for, you know, probably being at the casino. There's going to be guys that are going to want to know about that too. And I know one thing's for sure. And I mentioned this in the last segment. When I said I don't know many managers who would call Ketel on the carpet, but and maybe that's part of what's changed in, you know, professional athletics as a whole over the course of the last 20, 30 years. But one thing that hasn't really changed is dudes in the clubhouse. And you can best believe that when those doors are closed, there are going to be cats who call Ketel Marte out in that clubhouse. So he's going to if his manager and his general manager aren't going to put him out on Jump Street, and not to say that his teammates will put him out on Jump Street in front of the media, but you can best believe that behind closed doors that he's going to have to make amends with those 24 other guys in that clubhouse, because I got a feeling that there's dudes that are not going to let him off the hook from what has transpired in the course of the last week, especially when you're on a team that's trying to get into the playoffs, as the Diamondbacks are, who are now standing still 2 games out of the wild card entering tonight's game against the Cubs. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. All right, let's get you some Arizona football here right now.
Arizona Wildcats football.
Here comes the posse, and they sack him. Navy shirts everywhere. They are swarming tonight.
Your most in-depth coverage starts right now.
Hot, inbounds, touchdown Arizona.
This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we heard a little bit from Seth Dagey earlier in the show, and he talked a lot about the wide receiver room. That was one of the questions I asked him, and I'll let you hear a little bit more about that coming up before the show is over. I had a chance to catch up with Trey Spivey. He's expected to be one of the starters on this team to get his perspective on his hopes coming into this 2026 season. Was talking to your buddy Chris Hunter, and he gave you passing grades on your first pitch at the Diamondbacks game. What was it like to kind of be back out on that field where your dad starred?
That was awesome. That was like, growing up as a baseball kid, that's like everything you dream of. It's like the opportunity to be able to throw a first pitch. You see, you're like, wow, that's the coolest thing ever. And when the U of A presented me with the opportunity and the Diamondbacks presented me with the opportunity, I was so extremely grateful. And getting to experience that with my dad was like just the coolest thing. Like, that's a memory that's gonna hold me forever. So
obviously he was a baseball guy, but how did he coach you in football at all? Did he talk to you a lot about football? What was his influence in Trey Spivey, the football player?
He coached me with everything, with sports in general. He grew up, his first love was football. He went to college actually to play basketball, you know what I'm saying? And then he ended up moving schools and going to play baseball. And baseball was like his least played sport. But he took that, the way dominoes fell, he took that and ran with it, obviously got to where he was at. So he's always had me in like a plethora of athletics, you know what I'm saying? I played a lot of sports growing up. Baseball was my number one sport growing up. And then, I eventually just continued to fall in love with football, and I started getting recruited earlier in football. And, I was like, okay, let me put some more effort into this, and it's paid off so far.
Big play Trey is what a lot of people were calling you last year, just because of the big touchdowns that you had in some of the games. What allowed you to kind of be that type of player that, can get maybe a little short route and turn it into a 50, 60, 70-yard pump?
I think it's just my mindset, you know what I'm saying? I think that I take a lot of pride in being able to make people miss. And, me being bigger, I feel like it's not expected of a lot of receivers that can, move with the ball in their hands. So I try to carry that with me. Just growing up, like, as an athlete, you play, like, a lot of tag and stuff like that. So I feel like, I don't know, I just always feel like that's something I have to be able to do. You have to be able to make people miss. You have to be able to create plays and create opportunities. So that's just something I've always carried with me.
Who knew tag was the game that would allow guys to be so elusive once they grew up? Noah Fafita over there. Just, obviously you and Chris got a chance to go to Frisco for Media Day. Just what's so impressive about the way he handles himself?
Man, he handles it like a pro, like a true pro. And you could put him on a pedestal, or you could put him on a podium with, I feel like, NFL vets, and the way he talks and he carries himself, you wouldn't even know that he's in college. You know what I'm saying? And the way he goes about his everyday life, just how meticulous he is, and how much he cares about the small details, the minutia, as we say in the receiving room. He's huge on it. You know what I'm saying? And he's the most humble person that you will ever meet. Has the most humble family. Comes from a great family. That has taken care of me on different occasions. Will take care of you. Like, you don't even have to know them, and they'll look out for you. So I think that he carries that with him, and he's a one of a kind type of person, and I'm blessed to be able to have a friend like that.
NFL Hall of Fame weekend. Have you met Larry Fitzgerald ever?
I have. Larry Fitzgerald is actually my favorite receiver of all time. My favorite. And my dad is friends with him. His son, Devin Fitzgerald, who's at Notre Dame, he played on my dad's baseball, his youth baseball team growing up. So my brother is good friends with him. That's like the little bro. So Larry, I've been super blessed to have a relationship with him. And he's my favorite receiver to ever live. I think he's the greatest of all time. So
what's so special about watching him play?
Man, he was just he had this aura to him, this confidence, and this dog to him, man. I think that's one of the most underrated things about Larry Fitzgerald is he was a dog. Yeah, he could make people miss. He was gonna go up and catch everything. You know what I'm saying? And he was gonna block his butt off. He was gonna do whatever it meant to get the team to win. That was him. He was the embodiment of that, of a team player. And I think that, he's a super inspiring player. He didn't do too much. He didn't celebrate. He didn't talk smack. He stayed quiet. And he just kills you with silence. And he was just the most entertaining player for me to watch.
Baby brother's here. How are you managing him being on campus with you now?
Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm doing everything I can to look out for him, man. He's a little bit on the wilder side, you know what I'm saying, growing up. But he's been super locked in, man. He's been super locked in on football, on school. He's a chip on his shoulder, you know what I'm saying, and I think he's coming in here ready to grind and work, and I think that he's gonna do some big things. I'm just so proud of him. It's awesome, and he's my best friend, you know what I'm saying. So it's dope.
Trey, best of luck.
Thank you so much.
All right, Trey Spivey of your Arizona Wildcats. Looking forward to big things from him coming up this season. Just 11 days away from kickoff. Wildcats and NAU at the stadium. DK on the Sports Tip, one more segment to go with us. We'll get you your Casino del Sol replay and a few more things. Your Panthers report as well coming up straight ahead. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s, traffic and weather.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
That ball's going to be caught out at midfield. Chris Hunter, another spectacular catch.
It's the last year. I just want to put it all out on the line. Use everything I learned. Make this year a great one.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. With collisions that are reported, we're working wrecks at Alvernon and 5th Street and Alvernon. Also, Park and Benson Highway and Park Avenue, earlier crash there. Also reported Cardinal and Valencia and Cardinal. An extreme heat warning until 8 p.m. Saturday, 111 tomorrow, 106 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Last week, New York was trading at 10% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out $989 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market. As the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus only, must be present in state where it is legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. Bonus credits do not expire. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the misses.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health. Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SAVE. To borrow up to $10,000, use code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000.
Shh, here he comes. Surprise! The people above your catering business are doing major construction, and the drilling is only during business hours. It's so loud.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor. It's plaster from your ceiling.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The Big Ten is set to pass a rule banning players from returning to one of its schools after going to the NFL. This comes after 2 players left their current NFL teams to join Lane Kiffin at LSU. The SEC also released a statement yesterday saying students who leave school should not be permitted to return to college competition, despite Kiffin allowing it to happen at LSU. Reports say that the ACC is also considering a similar ban. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Truck started slow. Battery might be toast.
Slow starts are the first sign of heat damage to your battery. We'll test it, no charge.
Thanks. And if it is dead?
We'll set you up with a new, fully warranted battery, some up to 5 years, and we'll recycle the old one.
Thanks for the rundown. Lead the way.
Get free battery testing, charging, and recycling at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
We are your Southern Arizona home for T-Mac, Lathan, and the Carolina Panthers. Tetra McMillan, University of Arizona. Lathan Ransom, South Point Catholic High School. And we've got one more preseason game to go.
We are Southern Arizona's home to T-Mac.
Steps away, fires, scores, touchdown. Another one for Teteroa McMillan.
Lathan Ransom.
And it's intercepted. It's a takeaway. Lathan Ransom.
And the Carolina Panthers. The best coverage starts now.
All right, one more preseason to go. The game, it'll be Friday against the Houston Texans down in Charlotte. One of the things that came out of the win over the weekend for the Carolina Panthers was the impressive play of Jimmy Horn Jr. You remember Jimmy Horn Jr.? Played in Colorado back, I believe that was Deion's first season there. Now wide receiver for the Panthers. They hand him the ball on occasion, and Dave Canales was real impressed with his work against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, Jimmy, every game, every single game we show up and he looks fast. He had the nice around today, had a really nice catch down the field, and had a 30-yard kick return at one point too. So, Jimmy's making a really strong case for himself in terms of helping our team, and I'm excited to see him, especially just continue to grow in our concepts where the guys trust him. They know he's going to be available, and that's what he's been doing.
All right, let's head down to Charlotte for more with your Carolina Panthers.
This Panther Update is brought to you by UNC Charlotte.
Starting strong. I'm Anish Shroff with this Panthers Update.
Hey, Panthers fans. Not every injury happens on the field. Car wrecks, work injuries, slip and falls. When you're hurt, you need more than a quick sub off the bench. You need America's largest injury law firm. There's a reason Morgan & Morgan has over 1,100 lawyers in 100 offices nationwide. A reason we've recovered more than $35 billion for people just like you. And a reason we never charge a dime unless we win. Morgan & Morgan, proud partner of the Carolina Panthers. Injured? Dial # law. Jonathan M. Smith, forthepeople.com. North Carolina lawyer will handle North Carolina cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Over the last 2 seasons, the Panthers have shown they can come up with a closing argument. Head coach Dave Canales often preaches finish. But one of the themes this year is to begin with a bang. It was a point of emphasis for A.J. Dillon in the offense in Friday's preseason game against Jacksonville.
Looking back at last week, it was really an intention for us, especially on the offensive side of the ball, to start fast. And, the defense did their thing as well out there, stopping them. But on the offensive side of the ball, all week, from joint practice to meetings, just kind of our entire focus was starting fast, and no matter who is out there.
Carolina moved into Jacksonville territory on its first 2 drives, scoring a touchdown on its second drive. It was a marked improvement from the second preseason game, where the Panthers' offense opened with 3 straight 3-and-outs.
That's kind of what we're building, an identity as an offense too, to be able to, hey, it might be 3rd and long, but that doesn't mean get the punt team ready. We're ready to go. We went for it on some 4th down opportunities too today and converted some. And that's a testament to kind of what we're putting in practice.
I'm Anish Shroff on the Carolina Panthers Radio Network.
This Panther Update has been brought to you by UNC Charlotte. Built for a top-tier city. The difference is Charlotte. UNC Charlotte.
All right, coverage begins on Friday. Final preseason game against the Texans down in Charlotte. 3 o'clock coverage, 4 o'clock kickoff for the preseason finale. Don't expect many of the starters, if any, to play in that ball game coming up on Friday. And then the regular season right around the corner. Mystics and Mercury tonight in downtown Phoenix. 7 o'clock will be the tip-off of that game. Mercury out of the postseason, but head coach Nate Tibbetts says there is still things to play for, and goes over what a successful closeout to the season looks like right now for his club.
Yeah, I think us just playing to a standard, playing like we did the second half, continuing to get healthy, get KP out there, get some of our young players some minutes, but just competing and playing the right way. Unfortunately, we haven't done it for as long as stretches as we need. But yeah, we got to keep, we got 7 to go. We got to keep playing.
Oh, speaking of your Phoenix Mercury, let's give you your Casino del Sol replay for today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
David Veenstra joined us on the show a little bit earlier. Desert Wave Media, ArizonaSports.com covers the Mercury, also covers your Arizona Wildcats as well. And I asked Dave Ritt, one of the things the last couple of years is the way that the Mercury have approached roster construction. And David said that he didn't believe this roster was very well put together this year. They have gone after a lot of European players, older European players that have not played in the WNBA before. We like to categorize them on our show as the 29-year-old rookies. And I asked David if that is if that's a philosophy that is going to be beneficial for this organization moving forward.
Yeah, I think that it's a philosophy that's sort of going to have to continue for this franchise because they don't have a first-round pick next season. They traded that away to acquire Kelsey Plum, which we'll get to. So they're going to have to continue it, whether it's successful or not. But, yeah, you're kind of rolling the dice when you're signing these international players because, for one, you're not sure if they're going to come over, when they're going to come over, physically how they're going to be feeling after they come over. A lot of them come over after long European seasons, and maybe they picked up injuries over there. So it's quite a bit of a gamble. It worked out very, very well for Phoenix last season with the signings of Monika Kalamakani and Catherine Westfeld, namely. But this season it hasn't worked out as well for Phoenix.
If I'm not mistaken, David, you saw the club at the practice at the Suns facility before they went overseas?
Yeah, I've been covering the Arizona Wildcats, and really I've been impressed with them, especially during Saturday's game in Lithuania. The first game, they got off to this rough start. They shot 3 of 18 from 3, started 0 of 12. Defensively, they were poor in that game. Really just kind of came out flat. It didn't look like a Tommy Lloyd team, but they regrouped very, very well the next 2 games. In that game against Ukraine, Korchenkov had 24 points, 10 of 15 shooting. He looked really good. I'd say that really the surprise, though, of this Lithuania trip is Uggie. And really his play, we kind of knew that behind Krivas there'd be, an opening, an opportunity for some of these guys like Uggie, like Evan Otten, maybe even Endy to kind of, get the bulk of those bench minutes. But Uggie impressed me a lot, really. Offensively, moving up and down the court. On Saturday, he had 14 points, 8 rebounds in 18 minutes. Played really, really well. And it was kind of cool just playing in his hometown in Lithuania. And he was just talking about how amazing that experience that was. But over the 3 games, he averaged 14 points, 6 rebounds, shot 73% from the field, and played just about 18 minutes per game. So, yeah, super excited about Uggie, super excited about Korchenkov, how well he played during this trip. And, yeah, a lot to be really excited for Wildcat fans this upcoming season.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, before we get out of here, I want to go to the text groove, and we've got Ashley Loby. She is Paul Loby's daughter, Paul in Phoenix. You know him by. She says, "Hi, David. It's Ashley up in Phoenix, Paul's daughter, and we are so ready for Arizona football to get started. We eat, breathe, live UA football. This team is sure going to provide us an exciting season. The new updates to the stadium look great, but my dad sure does wish they could look like this." And she sent me she sent me 3 pictures that have Paul Loby's name superimposed, not Casino del Stadium, but Casino de Paul Loby Stadium. I'll have to share these on our social media so you can see them. And Ashley goes on to say, Dad sure does wish they could look like this, only if he won the lottery and he could donate $20 million to the University of Bear Down, Arizona. This is hilarious. It's Casino de Paul Loby Stadium. What do you think of that right there, Dragon Ball? Casino de Paul in Phoenix Stadium.
If he's going to go ahead and try to outbid Casino del Sol, he'll have to win the lottery 3 times over, I think is the best way of putting that.
Oh, man. Yeah, I tried to win that. I tried to win that $1 billion Powerball.
Oh, no one's winning that.
Yeah, but somebody won. Somebody in Illinois.
Do we know? Do we know if they really won?
Well, I don't know if they've come forward yet, but
that's my point. They went back into the system.
I guess. Well, I don't know about that. I guess you got more than 2 weeks, I think, to get the money.
Now, listen, we can go and talk about stealing signs all day long. Do you steal your friends' lottery pick numbers? If they mention them before you make yours, do you take their numbers in case they win?
No. I'd be interested to find. I've always tried to find out if my lottery numbers have ever come up, though. We'll have to talk about that more another day. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. Thanks to David Veenstra from Desert Wave Media. For Cricket, for Dragon Ball, J-Dub off again today. My name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you again tomorrow, 3 o'clock, 10 days tomorrow, to U of A football. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. With collisions that are reported, Mary and Cleveland Way near Colossal Cave Road, west of Colossal Cave Road, on Mary and Cleveland Way. Earlier crash at Alvernon and 5th Street and Alvernon. Roadwork at Palo Verde and Irvington, Ajo and Keno might experience slowing. Extreme heat warning until 8 p.m. Saturday, 111 tomorrow, 106 now. That's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Thinking about upgrading your sleep? Now is the time to shop Sleep Number. Trusted by millions for nearly 40 years, Sleep Number offers superior comfort, personalized adjustability, temperature benefits, and value that is unmatched in the industry. And right now, during the Sleep Number Labor Day sale, all mattresses are on sale. Invest in your sleep and experience firsthand Sleep Number's personalized comfort. Stop by a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com to learn more.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Here's a chance for you to double your money with a sweet deal from Quisty Sandwiches. You can get a $50 gift certificate, and you pay just $25.
When you're craving something delicious and made with love, swing by Quisty Sandwiches, off Broadway just east of Tucson Boulevard. They only use premium Italian imported meats and local freshly baked breads to craft each sandwich to your order with passion. Their house-made signature sauces add that special touch. Every sandwich on the menu is named after the people who inspired them, such as the Cha-Cha, Schoolyard, or the Baby Boy, all celebrating community and family. Whether you're in the mood for a hearty sandwich, a warmed panini, a fresh wrap, or a crisp salad, you'll find it all at Quisty's. Check out QuistySandwiches.com for the complete menu for ordering takeout or delivery and to join the rewards program. That's Quisty's, 2575 East Broadway. Simply delicious sandwiches.
And this Quisty Sandwiches sweet deal will go on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code SAVE to borrow up to $10,000.
Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to partner with the 9/11 Tower Challenge Foundation in memorializing the brave first responders who ran toward danger and the military families who bore the burden of the war on terror. Join us at the Tucson Convention Center, September 11th, to climb 2,071 steps. Pre-registration is required and may be completed at 911-towerchallenge.org. Registration is $40 per person, with 100% of the proceeds benefiting the first responders and military charities in Southern Arizona.
We bring you all the news and stories of your Arizona Wildcats. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Wildcats Radio 1290 for the latest highlights and commentary. Your home for U of A athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Your business isn't a science experiment.
So at Cumulus Digital, we don't speculate, we execute with a proven framework delivering results 25% better than industry standards. Go to cumulusdigital.com, fill out our form, and move from guessing to knowing.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.
All opinions, all the time. Is it hot or is it cold? You decide right now on BetMGM Tonight After Dark.
Welcome on back to BetMGM Tonight here on Westwood One Sports. We bid adieu to Brad Evans for the night, and that means we've got 2 solo hours coming your way as we take you to 11 p.m. Eastern, which is what we do every Monday through Friday. It's now the solo portion of the show, a.k.a. you heard the man, BetMGM Tonight After Dark. I'm Pat Boyle, and we are brought to you by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Download the app today. Please gamble responsibly. Don't forget, you can watch the show live on YouTube. Just search BetMGM Tonight and hit that subscribe button. You can watch the show live on Twitter at BetMGM Tonight. And you can listen to the program on the Westwood One Sports app, the Odyssey app, Sirius XM Channel 375, and hundreds of local affiliates throughout North America. Phone number to join the show on anything we've discussed so far, the Atlanta Falcons quarterback competition. Should it be Michael Penix? Should it be Tua Tagovailoa? Or is there a chance for the undrafted free agent Jack Strand, who's been carving up backup defenses for the first 2 weeks of the preseason? I think it should be the Penix God. I have been 10 toes down on Michael Penix this entire offseason. Finally gets medically cleared for 11 on 11 full team drills yesterday. And then they had their first full padded practice with Penix taking first team reps today. They've got their preseason finale coming up against Friday against the Dolphins. I think Penix should absolutely play. And hopefully by this time next week, he'll be named the starting quarterback of the Falcons. It's the only chance they have of making the playoffs this year. Tua has been so bad that this has still been a competition. He had months of advantage of playing time where Michael Penix is just watching from the sidelines when the team reps really matter, and he couldn't do anything with it. So much to the point where Ian Rappaport